right. Recap time.
Yes.
I'm sorry, the following is kinda a quick shitpost. D&D Session 1. Our heroes meet on a long, marshy road to the city of Craven. Once the trio had reached the main gates, they had the option to enter through either East Craven to the west, or West Craven to the east. The young lad in the group by the name of Lythander took the opportunity to pocket a guard's cufflinks. The old man fellow of the group, Jim, had noticed embarrassing the young thief. The small stone cleric, Anarchy, panicked, thinking her traveling companion was coming down with heat stroke. To escape the commotion, find better beer, and a place to rest, the three rushed to West Craven. But first, Jim gives the guard amnesia through throwing a rock at his head. The group meets Charlie, a bartender on the west side, and begins to mingle with the locals through beer, gambling, and awkward flirting with Kip. This is the good kind of group, folks. The team learns that the west side passionately hates the east side. Team Fisher takes shelter at Charlie's place for a price. Since Anarchy had called her goddess to help Jim get some cash for the noble cause of opening a new bar, her goddess Selune wished to thank bribe the man for taking care of Anarchy. He now gets money under his pillow on the odd night from her goddess, like she's a tooth fairy or something. While getting to know the West Side Pride, they learned that the Cravens run the place because they got cash in a big old house and a large crack in the city. By the way, did we mention that there's a big-ass crack dead smack in the middle of these two cities? It's also a spooky big-ass crack where nothing wants to grow. The three go to Kip to ask for jobs and an audience with the Craven family. Kip tells them to maybe get some good work in with the locals since the team is kinda sus of being East Side spies. They help fix a building that the East Side wrecked. Actually, these two sides love breaking each other's things. The West Side in particular may be a bit OP and needs a nerf since it has the military. Lythander gives Anarchy the hemp necklace, and it nearly kills her, maybe? She shoots holy light at it in the back of an alley, and that backfired real good. Jim went to check on Anarchy since it made a decent explosion. They smashed the necklace to dust, which Anarchy keeps in her empty water. The team goes back to Kip, who now lets them get to the bottom of some serious shit. Some freaky spooks in the night called the Shambling. They're probably kidnapping or killing people. The team plans on using the jail cell tunnel to get into the east side to see if they can find some good gear/medicine before heading out. East side is very pretty and a bit uptight. There's also a very big statue in the middle of a lady named Northvin Craven. She seems pretty cool. Bringing us back to the present, where you've all now entered into the marketplace of East Craven, I introduce to you the cast of our Siblings podcast, starting with Lythander.
Hi, I'm playing Lythander, just your local thief. The person playing them would be Kitty, and then moving it over to Gina.
Hello, I'm Gina. This is my normal voice, but really, I would like you to meet the character I'm playing.
Hello, I am Anarchy, and this is my voice. And my role in this campaign is that I am Alphonse Elric.
Sup everyone, I'm Jack from Parnell Animation. I will be voicing your favorite crazy old man, Jim. Hi everyone.
Welcome to our whole cast here. You've all entered into East Craven. I believe where we left off last session, you had gotten a chance to admire the beautiful silver statue whose engraving at the bottom said Northvin Craven, gone, but never forgotten. When you've looked around at the marketplace, you've thoroughly realized that it's a very ritzy side of town over here. The stage is yours to begin gathering supplies and interacting with people as you see fit. It's still early enough morning that markets are currently still being set up.
It's so pretty.
You know, it is kind of pretty. Lythander seems to be taking in the people more than the architecture, admiring their jewels and other wares that they happen to have.
You call this shithole pretty?
People over here seem to be dressed fairly nicely. Nothing about anybody over here seems terribly understated. As a good reference point, think much closer to the Capitol from the Hunger Games. People here, their fashion is very fashion forward. They want people to notice how nicely dressed they are, and they pick particular points of emphasis to start drawing attention to.
Jim still thinks they look like shit.
I mean, it's a bit much, but I like the idea.
A bit much.
They look
Let me
fine.
let me tell you something, kid. Let me give you some old man advice, okay? People who dress this fancy in a shithole like this with no booze are overcompensating for something. And it could be personality or something else. I'll let you pick.
What's the something else?
You'll learn when you're older.
Speaking of overcompensating for something else, Lythander is now leaning against a wall, giving like upward head nods to the local ladies as they walk by. Hey, how you doing? Name's Lythander.
Most of the ladies, if they take notice to you at all, look down their noses at you a little bit, and they raise their noses a little bit higher upon seeing you and turn to walk away from you.
Lythander takes this as a need to head nod up higher to the local ladies. He looks a little bit like a trained seal trying to balance a ball on his nose.
One group of 4 women that's walking into the market with fans in front of their faces is distinctly chortling. You hear snickering to each other about something or another.
Yeah, they like me. Lythander then will walk back over to the group. I think I've already made some solid connections in the town, guys, so good news there. Now,
Yeah.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do they know any good shops around here for say, some medicine?
I haven't directly spoken to them. We just haven't unspoken of in...
Kid, here's some more old man advice. If a guy comes back after trying to talk to girls and says he hasn't directly spoken to them, he's struck out.
I have not struck out, old man.
Struck
Look,
out
I
in
think-
which way?
You know what?
Anyway,
You know
I
what?
haven't
Let
struck out.
me handle this. I'm gonna pick, let me look at a shop. Eeny, meeny, miny, that one. I'm gonna talk to that guy.
You are currently walking over to a shop that is currently getting a whole bunch of produce put out on the stand in front of the man. The man that's behind the counter doesn't seem to be putting any of the produce out himself, but rather he is supervising and directing other individuals into organizing things, and he seems to be spot checking and rotating fruit in a way so that the display is very aesthetically pleasing. There's no bruised fruit on the stand.
Don't think that stand will be very effective in healing all of us. I still can't eat. I can put medicine on my body and it may work, but
He looks over at your arrival, Jim. Can I help you? Eyeing you a
Yes.
little suspiciously.
Do you know where a man can get some, healing items?
I believe you're going to want the hospital. We have a hospital further to the south on our side of the city.
There we go. We'll go to the hospital.
well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Lythander gives a nice head upturn to the man.
You're
Thanks.
most welcome. His nose scrunches up a little bit as you guys are thanking him, but he doesn't say anything beyond that. He goes back, turns around, and snaps at somebody about the way that they are ordering the ears of corn.
Lythander's going to put an arm around Jim and a hand on top of Anarchy, because she's much shorter, and say, guys, here's my thought. We divide,
That's not
we
very
conquer.
nice.
No, that's just a human thing.
Jim
Oh,
takes Lythander's hand off his shoulder.
Are you sure that's a human thing?
A lot of humans I've met are not nice when you just say hi to them on the streets. Yes, generally.
But
They don't
The
like...
man now turns around to look at you all since you haven't really walked away very far yet. You meet a lot of non-humans in your travels?
Well,
No. I just meet a lot of humans who aren't very nice.
Seems like an unusual thing to make as a characterization about humans.
Yeah, I've lived in all human cities. I've never once met a human I like.
What is that your hand is on?
This is Anarchy. She's a gnome.
She's a gnome.
Yeah, and that's all you need to know about her. And
Is that a suit of armor?
nice.
Thank you.
It's not really sure what to say. I'm thinking about one stuff right now, actually.
What is on her is none of your business.
I'd be willing to buy it.
Well, it's not for
This
sale.
is not for sale. I'm so sorry. Plus, it's probably very worn down. It's been in the
Do you-
ocean for about 100 years.
Do you always take to trying to buy the stuff off of people's backs?
When I see individuals such as yourselves who look like they could use the money, yes.
Hey, where do you
look
get
at-
off thinking that we need the money, huh?
And I'm sorry, this is a holy
Like, I'll always take money. I love money, but But who do you think you are?
His head
sorry,
angles a little to look down his nose at you as you're going off at him, Jim.
During this time, Lythander's going to take just a cautious step backwards.
Jim-
There's a fight about to break out.
Jim looks at this guy and he bonks him on the head with his staff.
You've definitely garnered the attention of everyone in the marketplace within several stands, it seems.
I try to
Roll a
stop
D20.
Jim.
It's a 19.
Gina, you can make a athletics check for me.
I got a
Yeah, this is gonna be
19.
terrible. Oh, my dice are stuck. No! Oh, actually, a +3 on athletics. Ha ha ha. That's amazing.
So what'd you get on your athletics check then?
16 plus 9. Also 19. Tie game!
Excellent. In that case, Gina, you successfully grab onto Jim's arm. His arm was already in full swing, so the staff that he has in his hand narrowly misses the man's face as he is swinging. However, the man shrieks and jumps backwards, falling into his own market stand, causing a lot of the fruit from the two bins that he primarily fell into to start rolling and tumbling out on top of him and come off of the table. And there are now people laughing at him.
Serves it right for being a dick.
I said stop! I refuse to believe that all people are not nice. So behave yourself, please.
Yeah,
I'm
he
sorry,
wasn't nice.
But that's not to say he may not be nice in the future.
The man, after sitting there like shocked, like a deer caught in the headlights for a few seconds, gets himself to his feet very quickly and dusts himself off with a, "Why, I never," looking over at the two of you. "Get away from my stand before I call security on you."
Gladly.
Yep. He
So I
cuts
guess-
a little bit at you before straightening himself out some more. One of his helpers comes over to pull a piece of tomato skin off of his shoulder, and he tells him not to touch him before he walks away and yells at someone else to clean up the stuff of his stand. And 4 servants are now very quickly working on cleaning things up.
Anarchy tosses the staff back to Jim. She noticeably looks kind of angry and doesn't say anything else.
Lythander is going to try and sneak away from you two for the moment. So I'm going to make a stealth roll to try and just leave.
Are you just trying to keep them from noticing, or are you trying to keep everyone
In general,
from noticing?
everyone.
Okay.
26.
Excellent. Yeah, you slink right off into the marketplace, which is slowly people are beginning to be working on finishing up, setting up their stands now that the commotion seems to have settled a
Not
bit.
that Lythander's like a thief or anything, but since he's slinking off away from the marketplace, can he quickly like steal a tomato as he goes?
Is that a hand check from this guy's stand, or?
I'm gonna use luck. Oh my gosh. This is destiny. I'm 11. But I rolled a 2 twice, so at this point it was just meant to happen.
You gonna pay for that?
Yeah, how much? I'm just trying not to miss a beat here.
A gold.
No tomatoes worth a gold. Tossing it over to them.
And they are staring at you, though.
Can I make a perception check to
Go
see
on,
if I
yeah.
see Lythander's thing?
Lythander already slunk away from you guys very
Okay.
successfully.
We've walked away, I guess, then.
Because we're on our own right now.
The two of you are now on your own in the marketplace.
I suppose we should find some medicine then.
Yeah, I suppose we should. Do you really believe that there's good in guys like that?
Yes, I do.
Better person than me.
Let me put it this way. I believe that within all darkness, there is one fragment of light in everyone. It's often really, really small, but I truly believe it's there.
Alright, so we're going to break into the two groups here that seem to have split off just a little bit. Anarchy and Jim. What is it that you two are going to be doing here?
So we're heading to the hospital south.
Yeah, we're heading to the hospital.
So we're walking south.
We're just walking south real
You
fast.
guys head south along the main street of this half of the city. You can see different side roads going up different areas into what seem to be some very nice, large, spaced out houses. Unlike on the west side where the houses were small, built together, very townhouse-esque and kind of not exactly built the best all the times in terms of like having fancy amenities. All the houses here are gorgeous. They look like they have like every amount of like filigree put into them, differing levels. It's a very fancy looking environment. You're walking through lots of these different side streets have their own minor gates put up, some kind of a very gated community feeling. But it only takes you a few blocks before you see what is very clearly a large hospital. There's a very large sign in the front of it, and its sign is done in this really nice calligraphy style. It says hospital, and it has a few blood drops painted onto the sign next to it, just for good emphasis.
Damn. You know, if I sent that guard here with his amnesia, I think I did him a favor.
But the doors are double doors at the front of the building.
At the least, even though you gave the guard amnesia, at least he won't remember it.
Exactly.
No, but his friend will.
The place is rather nice at the very least. I suppose we should go inside now.
Yeah. Blood's a little concerning, but it's a hospital. There's always blood.
Wait, is it a drawing of blood or actual blood on the sign?
It's painted, but nothing is telling you that it's not painted with blood. It seems to be a fresh, like, nice paint layer, though.
I think this is paint.
Who knows? It's a hospital. They always got blood, and they always gotta try to pretend they're a lot nicer than they are. Trust me, you have the food here, you're gonna go, oh God, no. Or God's no, depending on your beliefs. I don't care.
Or,
Let's just go
no
in.
God, no.
Well, you know, that's my personal thing, but you know.
Alright, you guys go in. The inside, there's a very large entry room that seems to be very, very clean and organized. There are seats set up in a very waiting room style. There's a smell of chemicals in the air and citrus. Chemicals and citrus, it seems. And there is a desk behind which there is a rather thin-looking woman who has this mask over her face. She is looking down, writing away at something or another until you two enter. And once you're a few feet into the room, she looks up and in this very muffled way says, "Good morning. Can I help you?"
Yes, we're looking for some healing items in general.
Some sort of medicine. If possible.
What seems to be your ailment? Polio, chickenpox, tuberculosis,
Well, you see,
pneumonia, the flu,
no. Like basic injuries.
H1N2.
For example, maybe poisoning and maybe... No, it's poison. We're just trying to be proactive. That is all. We want to make sure everyone is okay. We want to head out in the nighttime and do some hunting.
You're here
Yes.
for some vaccinations.
I
No,
think we'll be okay.
not really. Just
We've
some,
already been vaccinated.
yeah, sure, vaccinated. My parents aren't anti-vax.
You're in for preventative care.
Look, you have a place where you sell like general pharmaceuticals that will like you know the kind of stuff you keep in your cabinet in case something happens, and then if that thing happens, you pull it out of your cabinet.
Like a first aid kit.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we have a pharmacy.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to the pharmacy.
The pharmacy is to the north in the event square, the market square.
Oh,
You've got to be shitting me.
well, thank you for the direction, ma'am.
Yep. Yes, we're
You're
going.
welcome. There's a
Have a nice
bucket of sanitizing fluid by the door. Please wipe the door off on your way out.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Part of me's tempted to steal something from here. If it wasn't from the sick, I would.
So, the north,
You guys-
huh?
Yep, let's go north. You might as well cut away from us real quick, Dungeon Master. This is gonna be a long walk.
Yeah, this may take some time.
Back to Lythander.
Lythander was very decided about trying to steal some things, was hoping to find some storefronts instead of just like the open marketplace with the, tents or whatever, an actual storefront, maybe a general goods store where there might be health potions or other such wares.
Like a pharmacy.
There does seem to be a general goods stand in the marketplace. As you're leaving the marketplace, you're seeing lots of residential areas. There doesn't seem to be much of an established storefront over here.
Is the marketplace designed where there's food in one section and something else in another section? Okay, Lythander's gonna enter from a different area of the marketplace that's not near the food section.
Okay.
And he's going to be looking for the goods that his team needs.
All right, you begin walking around and checking out a lot of the stands that are here, and all the way towards the north end of the entire market section, as you're getting through a lot of these general good areas where you're seeing people seem to have traveled with, there's some odds and ends, knickknacks, there's lots of there's jewelry stands. They seem to be promoting a lot of their nicer wares. There doesn't seem to be people advertising hemp rope or tools or anything at any of these stands. There's no practical things that are really on display at any of these stands. So you're not exactly sure where to get stuff, but there are, as you get all the way to the north, you can see where there are buildings again in an entire walled off area that seems to be gated off. But on this side of the wall, there is one row of buildings accessible to you, and there does seem to be what looks like a pharmacy along this row of buildings.
Lythander's gonna nonchalantly enter the pharmacy, start checking out some goods. Now he does plan to hold an item or two for purchase to help distract him from the fact that he's also going to try and steal a few items.
Okay. What kinds of items are you hoping to steal? As you walk into this building through a very nice set of double doors, there is a petite-looking woman that is behind the counter. She has this mask on over her face.
I want to picture that it's the same woman from the hospital, and she's either twins or she just runs back and forth really fast. Lythander looks at this petite woman, gives a very, very high upward nose turn to her, and goes, "Hey."
She nods back to you.
Good morning.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Could a lovely lady such as yourself, and by the way, might I say that your eyeshadow is just really bringing out the color of your eyes. He gives his best, most charming smile.
Give
to
me a
her.
charisma check.
Certainly. 10.
Okay. She's giggling a little bit.
I'll take a little giggle.
I'll just take it and run with it.
Like the thief I am.
Hold a jar in front of her mouth while she giggles, close it, and run.
Sell it to the highest bidder. Unfortunately, it'll make it kind of hard seeing that she's wearing that mask and all.
You're gonna have to hope to dupe someone on the black market.
Yeah, you know?
Where are things have sold on the black market?
Could you tell me which items around here are best for headaches or ailments or health loss?
Or health loss?
Like in the most layman term, like you're injured, ow, I need boo-boo.
You need bandages.
Yeah.
I have bandages over here.
Do you have anything in the way of herbology, any potions?
We do have some medicines and some balms. You know, for like if you're out in the sun too long, skin gets red, ouchy.
What about things to cure like moon madness? I'm planning to do some nighttime extra outings. It gives another charming smile.
Oh my god. Give me a charisma check.
11 plus 3 is 14.
Your moon hours.
Well, she doesn't seem to be entirely put off by you yet.
Oh my gosh.
Thank gosh. Though you're sure your clothing are not
surprised.
helping you right now.
Meanwhile,
I'm surprised.
Listen,
just like,
guys, Women are attracted to bad boys. I don't need to look rich to garner her love.
We have sleep masks.
Lysander chuckles very politely and says, I don't know if that'll help me with walking around at night.
Are you one of those weird sleepwalkers?
No, actually, I'm planning to check out the Shamblings late at night and hopefully try to help put a stop to that.
What Shamblings?
The dark people that are walking around, the shadowed people.
Oh, that's just people from West Craven trying to scare us.
Well, either
They
way.
think we're all so pansy over here we can't handle ourselves, but we can handle ourselves just fine. The guards ransacked West Craven just a few days ago and absolutely destroyed several of their residential buildings, so they better stop messing with us.
Well, I mean, I can tell that you guys are more than capable of handling yourselves when you guys have all the extra spare time to get yourselves ready and looking absolutely gorgeous in the morning.
As she's moving her hand around for emphasis, she has this very, very nice manicured long set of nails that must not be practical for anything.
Nice.
I mean, obviously, only the most elite and secure people have the luxury and time to be able to be as well dressed as you guys.
Indeed. West Craven could put a little more effort into their updos in the morning, because they're right now sitting a little on the up-down side.
Totally.
Oh.
Peanut gallery over here.
Yeah, don't mind us. We're the audience reactions listening to this podcast.
Don't worry, we have bandages over there. We have aloe-based serums for when you're in the sun too long. We have some lavender-scented lotions for when you've been in the moon too long and you need to get some extra sleep. We do have an entire aromatherapy wall over here. So if you need to be more energized, if you're feeling sleepy, we've got like citrus scents and everything, orange-based, lemon-based things that'll wake you up. Peppermints that'll help invigorate you a little bit. They make you smarter.
It's Rick and Morty.
Wiser.
Where's the sage? Burning
That's
sage will
not
make you more sage-like. That's why they call it sage.
That makes a lot of sense. I am so glad to be around an educated woman such as you.
You guys are now coming into the door at this point because Lysander did walk around the town and look some other places before coming up north to this side. You are now getting...
Oh, wait. Oh, man. Tim. Hi, Lysander.
You found the pharmacy! Did you find anything good?
Lysander turns around. Depends on how you define good. I mean, there's plenty of lotions and other things to keep us looking young and beautiful much into our late ages.
Oh, snap, they got sleep masks.
Have
I've always wanted one.
airports?
They have a beautiful selection of sleep masks here. They're made of these very nice soft materials. Nothing here looks terribly cheap in its fabrication. Some of them are bright pink with those eyelash, closed eye pictures on the front. Some of them are patterns
just like my mask
animal
that I wear.
furs.
I like the one with the duckies.
There is one with duckies here. There's some with some beautiful embroidery patterns on them. There's one that you think has little tiny gems studded around the outside, kind of bedazzled looking.
Oh, I like that one.
Hey, lady, how much for the ducky sleep mask?
The ducky sleep mask?
Yes.
Why, that'll be... And she pulls out a rather large-looking book, flips it open, and starts scrolling through. Sleep mask, sleep mask. S for sleeper, D for ducky. Sleep mask, sleep mask.
Anarchy starts looking around the pharmacy and she wants to see if she can find some good medicine herself on her own. Just like,
All right. The ducky sleep mask will be 1 electrum piece.
For a piece of fabric with ducks?
It's not just a piece of fabric. It's a sleep mask. It's thick. It has extra padding in it.
How about
it has
this?
an entire wire.
I'll take it off your hands for 1 copper piece. Nope, doesn't cross your fancy. How about 2 copper pieces?
She's staring at you with this blank, almost dumbfounded look. You swear you could anticipate that behind that mask she's wearing over her mouth, her jaw is open a little bit. Like she doesn't know how to process the fact that you are offering her such a low price. And after several seconds of silence, she blinks once and then tilts her head a little. What's a copper piece?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's beautiful and rare. I found it on my several adventures worth like 20 of those things that this thing sold for. Yeah, and I'm offering you 2 of them. That is double the price you're asking for.
Quick question. Do you think I can roll and see if I can find some medicine myself?
Yes, roll an investigation check for me.
Okay.
She blinks and then tilts her head. So you're trying to offer me
Well, that's terrible.
more money?
Apparently I'm having a poor time finding things.
Yes!
Oh no. I'll be fine with just the electrum piece. Sir, I'm not trying to rob you.
I'm a
Plus,
very
I think
wealthy
your
man.
math is a little bit off. If one of your coppers is worth 20 of the electrum pieces, and then you offered me 2 coppers, that's more than just twice my price. That's like 22 times my price.
Now listen, I didn't become a billionaire by carrying around electrums and lowballing for clearly wonderful things like ducky masks.
Perception check for me.
Oh no!
Terrible.
Oh, we're
That's
blood.
terrible.
So it's 8.
That's so good over here.
She kind of blinks slightly and tilts her head a little. Can I see this copper piece?
Oh no.
Sure thing! Right here in my hand.
She comes out from behind the counter a little bit and, lifts her head a little. She won't come within 6 feet of you, but she lifts her head a little bit, just like craning her neck to see what this copper piece looks like a little before tilting her head. Oh. It's dirty.
Yeah, because I found it in an ancient tomb while adventuring.
You're an adventurer?
Yeah, that's why.
Work.
That's why we're here for. That's why we came here for medicine initially.
Oh, that makes sense. Adventurers usually are more suited towards West Craven.
And who said that we should go there? Because they have booze. Huh, guys?
Oh,
People over there have lower standards of hygiene.
Do you think Anarchy can talk to the front desk guy?
Anarchy can come up and talk to the front desk. Now, what Anarchy did find, you did actually find that there are some, you did actually find something walking around. You did find an entire aisle that has various herbs and stuff on display. A lot of them, there's a little try me vials that have like one stem of thyme in it, basically, that you can uncork and smell and put back down. Though over all of the try me signs, there are currently plastered pieces of paper that say, please do not touch without using the sanitizers. Wipe down anything that you touch afterwards, but please don't touch if not necessary.
Got it.
But there is an entire section of herbs, which you do have a background to know that with somebody who knows what they're doing with an herbalism kit would certainly be able to craft potions out of these things. They do not currently have any bottles of liquid. It's not that you've been able to find any potions out and on display on a shelf. They do have lots of lotions. They do have some first aid kits, some medicine kits and stuff that would be good for seeing to your wounds and stuff like that, but nothing of an inherently magical property that's already made and put together that you've been able to find.
They would happen to have an herbalism kit in shop, would they? I have proficiency in medicine, but they don't have a kit.
There are not any pre-put together herbalism kits, but again, there are all the makings of an herbalism kit here, so in general, all it would be buying the appropriate makings and putting them in a bag. But you could use any bag to make it an herbalism kit yourself. And then after that, yes, you can come back up to the front desk where this woman is still talking with your friend Jim.
I would also like to start taking this time as Lysander. Jim has worked as a beautiful distraction right now.
Yes.
And he's already been pointed to where the aromatherapy stuff is.
Yes. Like that, he just wants to smell pretty.
He just wants to smell pretty. especially around his wrists and like into his bags.
Okay.
Yeah, he would especially like to smell pretty there.
He would like to smell pretty there. Okay. Make a few sleight of hand checks.
Okay.
Are you going for any specific scents?
The sage.
The sage? Okay.
He would like to go for the sage. He'd also like to go for the citrus.
The sage and the citrus. All right.
Yes. 13 plus 9 is 22. Is 16. 26.
So you get, what do you go for first?
Sage first.
Sage. You pocket some sage. You feel like nobody's really taken any note to you. And in general, since your wrists currently smell, they're not going to smell it on your bag any different than like just on the rest of you in general. What do you go for second then?
Citrus.
Citrus second. When you're over towards the citrus section and you're trying things on, you hear before you even get a chance to put something in your bag when the woman that's behind the counter looks over and says, wipe down any surfaces that you're touching.
Certainly. Where do I get wipes?
There are wipes stationed at the ends of every single aisle. They're soaked currently in a citrus and lemon mixture with just a little bit of ginger and a little bit of eucalyptus.
Sounds lovely. And sanitizing.
It's very sanitizing, yes.
Thank you so much. And Lysander will be able to do that and wipe down the sage area.
She seems to be watching you now, though.
Oh yeah, I guess I should probably ask a question.
You were going to ask a question.
Does that mean Lysander gets another chance as she distracts her?
Depends on what the question is and how much attention the woman needs to give it.
I need it. Anarchy finishing looking around is kind of upset because though she sees all these herbs and she knows that things can be done with them, she doesn't have the proficiency to do it. However, she does have another idea seeing these herbs, thinking she can possibly get some things for her spells.
Okay.
So she goes to the front desk and asks the lady,
Excuse me, miss, do you happen to sell rose petals?
I do sell rose petals. Nodding. We have rose over at the end of the aromatherapy section. We have red rose petals, pink rose petals, purple rose petals, white rose petals, blue rose petals, green rose petals, orange rose petals, yellow rose petals, the rainbow rose petals. We have black rose petals. We have, oh darn, I always forget chartreuse rose petals.
I suppose white might do.
Okay, they're going to be down on the left side of the aromatherapy section, about 15.5 feet.
Also, do you happen to sell parchments of paper? Or something I can write and draw on?
Oh no, I don't have any paper here. I would check the stationery store.
Okay.
They have an excellent selection of paper there, including some very decorative paper, especially if you're writing to a nice young man.
I'm not writing to a nice young man, but thank you, ma'am.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Now,
I guess Anarchy goes to the perfumes to get some roses petals. Runs into Lysander.
Hi, Lysander.
Make a perception check for me, Anarchy.
Oh no. Terrible. It's a 1.
Oh,
Wait,
thank
it's
God.
a nat 1, but like what's in
Okay, nat 1, you've got no clue. But
no
she
idea.
does,
I don't
she
care.
does startle you quite a bit. It's like when you're like, oh, I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, and like you feel all suave about it, and
But
suddenly
then-
there's a voice behind you, and your heart like stops for a couple seconds.
Lysander, who's feeling all suave, he kind of hums to himself to, like, help keep that heart rate low. Like, oh, hey, Anarchy. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Have you seen rose petals around here?
Rose petals. Lysander will look over. I believe they're right over there. They're on a high shelf. Do you need help getting them?
That would be nice, thank you.
Of course. Lysander will walk over with her to aid her in getting rose petals.
The rose petals are currently in these tiny little, they're those little mesh see-through jewelry-looking bags that have the drawstrings at the top. They're like 2 inches wide, 3 inches tall, and they seem to have groups of like a half dozen rose petals not stuffed, laid very nicely. They're relatively flat for the fact that they are still rose petals. They're sold in groups of about a half dozen. How many rose petal bags would you like?
Eggs? Oh my.
Yes, they're in little tiny jewelry bags.
How do you think they keep them fresh in these bags for so long?
Special
Make a
preservation,
perception
I
check.
suppose.
Oh, my fan's favorite.
That's good, though. I don't plan to use them frequently.
11.
11?
11.
Well, you do notice that a lot of the herbs and stuff that are here, even though they're already picked and stuff, there is a little thin platinum tube that goes on the bottom of each shelf with little spouts that are pointed out towards the shelf below. You imagine maybe there's something that sprays out of there that does something to help preserve these? Otherwise, you don't know what that purpose would be.
Bet Ankros would know how this works. Lythander thinks to himself before asking Anarchy, which color did you want?
White.
White. Oh, here it is. And how many bags?
I don't plan to use them often. One's fine, if there are a dozen.
There are a half dozen each.
Oh.
Lythander will grab
How
2
much
bags.
is it anyway?
We'll find out.
Oh.
I'll-
2, but 1 if necessary.
Lythander walks back over to the desk and puts down the 2 bags.
Jim is still trying to persuade. Use the sympathy card for the duck mask.
Oh my
Roll
god.
of persuasion.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
19, 21, 22, 23.
She
It's
seems
so
a little disgusted by your coin before she goes back behind the desk, pulls up this large, flat-looking bowl, and sets it down and slides it across the counter and then steps back. You can put the coins in there.
Thank you. You know, I really appreciate this. I'm just a sad old man who lost everything, and all I want in my late dying years is a ducky mask. So I appreciate this a lot.
Well, I'm glad to make all of your old man dreams come true.
thank you. So I give her the 2 copper coins. The 2 copper pieces.
Thank you. And she goes over with this spray bottle and starts spraying the coins down in this bowl with her arm fully extended so that she doesn't have to get too close to them.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
This poor
And then she
woman.
looks over at Lythander and Anarchy as you two are walking back over. Able to find everything that you need?
I believe
Yes.
so. How much do the roses cost?
The rose petal bags are 3 electrum apiece.
Lythander's not gonna lean.
Exchange in gold, if I may ask.
An electrum is half a gold piece.
Oh, and how much are those each?
3 electrum each.
So 1.5 gold. I think I can pay for that.
Lythander's going to not lean on the counter because she's very clearly a germaphobe at this point. But he will kind of like shift his weight from one foot to the other and try to look more appealing and kind of quietly whisper to her, "Hey, I'm sure it's no secret to you. I mean, look at me. I don't have a lot of money, but I really want to get these for her. You know, it would mean a lot if you could help me get these for her. They're 3 electrum apiece. I'm not sure if I have that much money, but she really wants these, and I was wondering if you could help me cut a deal so that way I could make her day."
A deal?
Yeah.
What did you have in mind?
2 electrum.
Total?
Yes. So 1 gold.
For both bags?
Yes.
That would normally be 3 gold for both bags. It's 3 electrum apiece.
He pulls out of his bag 2 electrum and 5 silver pieces. This is all I have.
Make a deception check for me. You're trying to look all pitiful and poor.
I'm gonna use luck.
Can Anarchy hear any of
19.
this?
Make a perception check for me, Anarchy.
Yeah, because she might not be fond of this if this was going on. It's a 9.
You cannot hear what's being spoken about. It seems like Lythander is trying to get his flirt on with this woman after trying to get his flirt on with Kip just the other day.
Man, Lythander just simps for anyone.
Yes, he does. Being a teenager is real hard. What did you roll for your
19.
deception? 19? After a second, she goes down below her desk and then starts writing on a piece of paper before turning it around and sliding it over towards you.
Sign the bottom of that for me. She's gonna quickly go over and wash his hands a bit from the thing and flip it over.
It's already upright. What's labeled across the top is basically what you're getting the impression is that you are signing. You are basically it's not actually a contract. It's verifying that she is giving a charitable donation for the amount of the difference for these prices and stuff for the purposes of taxes.
Lysander will sign this.
And she gives a nod after collecting the paper and looking at it before saying that 3 electrum will suffice.
Lysander will give her the 3 electrum. Well, 2 electrum, and
She pushes the bowl towards you.
he will gently put them into the bowl.
And she moves her head, counts them a little bit before beginning to spray down the coins in the bowl again. And she has not pulled the copper coins out of the bowl yet.
Lysander will take the 2 nicely kept bags and fold them down to Anarchy.
Wait, did you buy these for me?
Yeah.
You really didn't have to do that.
Oh, it's really fine. I know that you said that money's a foreign concept to you, and I just
No,
wanted to be
I
able
have
to.
money. It's okay.
If it's really a big deal to you, I can hold on to your money.
No, it's fine. But thank you for the offer.
Of course.
You see, the spell that the roses are for, it's really not worth much, trust me.
It was really there was no issue. I just wanted to do this for you.
Thanks.
Of course.
She kind of sadly takes the rose petals.
All right, kids, let's go. I got a ducky mask. Damn it! Yeah.
All right.
I always knew that one day consumerism would give me joy.
It's adorable!
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Lysander,
I've never been happier than seeing this duck mask.
Lysander does his best to smile for his older friend.
The mask is made of
Anarchy
this
is
nice
genuinely
satin.
very happy about this.
The mask is made of this very nice satin, light blue material, and the duckies on it are yellow, but the duckies themselves are made out of a different fabric that's actually very, very soft, much like down feather.
These
So-
duckies are so soft. I love them.
And they're all smiling with these big, happy smiles.
You know, my parents always told me growing up that consumerism was the devil, that it was the worst, but look how happy it makes me.
Jim, do you think I could feel it, please?
Oh, of course you can, kid.
Anarchy feels the ducky mask and it's super soft and she's just really happy and just kind of hugs it for half a second and gives it back.
Now that they're out of the shop, Lysander will now talk to Anarchy and say, if you really feel bad about me paying for the bags, you can pay me back. I just wanted to make sure you got a deal instead of just paying for market price.
Oh, thank you. How much did you pay for them?
3 electrum, so that's 15 silver.
I have only... what's exchanging silver and gold again?
10 to 1. So it's 1.5 gold is what you paid.
I have 2 gold. I'll just give you 2.
You want 5 silver back?
Doesn't matter.
He'll give you 5 silver back.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, no problem.
And you guys have handled your first shopping trip in the pharmacy on the expensive side of town.
Now I know it's early, but can we take a quick break? It's tinkle time.
During our intermission, please enjoy Silly Songs with Jack.
It's tinkle time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to very distant toilets. Actually, that's a bad idea, cause you might pee your pants. It's tinkle time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Silly Songs with Jack. We will now return to our scheduled program.
So you guys have now left the pharmacy. You've now paid back for the rose petals. You are standing looking into the market, which seems to be in full swing now. People are walking around. Noble-looking individuals are walking with parasols above their heads, large hoop skirts on. Different people have different stylings for their hairs. Lots of updos. Updos seem to be the fashion right now. And they're walking. Their makeup is done to varying degrees. Even the men are wearing makeup over here for the most part, except the guards. The guards seem to have some semblance of uniform, and their uniform is a nice button-up silk shirt, cufflinks, and slacks. And you can tell they are guards because they stand off to the side and they have a little embroidered symbol of like a shield on their breast pocket. And they stand watching semi-vigilantly. They are chatting with people around them.
So what were we after again? I don't even remember, guys.
Do you think we can
We're
actually...
here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. We are here to try and rub elbows with each side because we want good relations with both sides to try and unify the sides again.
Right. So to do that, we
sides
need to get some status around here. We need to do something cool. I say we light a fire.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
From what I can tell, I hate to say this, but I don't think they like our clothes very much.
Yeah, new garb might be necessary.
Well, what if I put the ducky mask on my forehead?
Well, I love it.
It's really expensive, so like they might think I have more money.
Well, it's expensive and it's unique. Lysander looks at some of the local wildlife here, so I think you might blend in more if you put the ducky mask on.
Got it.
Jim puts the ducky mask on his forehead. Not over his eyes, just on his forehead.
Yes! Doo-doo. You have acquired ducky mask and equipment.
Scott Pilgrim style.
You now feel like you are blending in more with the hip young kids, Jim.
Oh, also, would it be possible that we could get a stationery set or something like that?
A stationery set?
Like something to write just with paper and pen or something.
I have a stationery set.
Oh, actually?
Yeah. I've been writing to a friend of mine in my spare time.
Oh, then I don't want to take that from you.
Oh no, I have extra paper.
Oh, okay. I can cast some spells with this.
Oh, certainly. He'll give her 3 sheets of paper.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Holding out his inkwell. Just, be sure that the ink, I only have the one of this.
Oh, I won't be able to do it right now, but maybe at the nighttime.
Okay, I'll hold on to it for now then, and you let me know before we go to bed.
Thank you.
No problems.
So you have paper, you have rose petals. You guys are looking at acquiring some new threads.
Okay.
Is that the plan?
I think it may be. How are we supposed to do that, though?
Well, they're shops.
No, I imagine they're expensive, though.
Uh-huh.
Well, I just negotiated for this ducky mask for 2 copper, so I'm feeling like a little bit of an expert in this.
Are you suggesting that we haggle?
We haggle with old man guilt.
Wrong?
It's not wrong. It's basic business negotiation. We're not stealing from them. We are asking them nicely to do us a favor.
But isn't that favor costing them a lot of their profits? I'm learning about capitalism.
So here's the deal. In a lot of marketplaces, this marketplace seems to be exceptional. Lysander keeps himself from bending down to anarchy's level because he thinks that might be rude. But he is trying to talk with her more one-on-one without being rude. You kind of see him squat and then stand back up and squat a few times before deciding it's better just to stand. A lot of times in marketplaces, lots of haggling goes on. It's actually very commonplace because those who are selling goods are aware of how much they cost to make. And at the end of the day, they'd rather sell something than have their goods and not have any money for those goods.
I see.
Balance of how much somebody wants to make, how much they want each of their tomatoes to sell for. But a tomato standing on their stand will rot at the end of the day. They want the money for the tomato more than they want to just keep the tomato itself. So that's where haggling comes in, where you can get yourself a better deal than what is market value, and they can still make a profit and offload their goods.
So they're expecting to lose money.
A lot of times in most marketplaces, they expect to reach a middle ground. They will they will up their prices, hoping that when you negotiate, you reach a middle price that they were more expecting towards.
And from there, it's a game. Sometimes they lose, like that lady lost with the ducky mask, and sometimes they win. It's all fair.
I suppose if this is the culture of capitalism, then I can participate.
There you go.
Lysander rubs the back of his head and he looks at Jim. You know, to be entirely fair, I don't know if she knew what she was signing up for with you.
Hey, most people don't, and that's why I save cash.
I suppose there's that, Lysander nods.
Looking around at the row of buildings that you're standing in front of, there does seem to be a permanent establishment with as a tailor. So there seems to be some sort of place where you could go take a look at clothing.
That could be good.
Now the question is, do I really need new clothes? I've already got this duck mask.
Maybe something fluffy to match it?
Maybe.
Like a big fluffy scarf.
We're like something this session, but we're like, nah, a fashion show.
Featuring Danny DeVito.
Dear goodness, we're sorry for the people listening who expected some good old fighting, and here we are just like, oh, you know what? Actually, we need to be fashionable.
We need to be fashionable before we sneak out tonight. Well, not sneaking out, but before we go out tonight to go fight the Shambling.
We're sorry about this.
Should I get a cape?
Okay.
Cape would be cool. Would go with maybe one with ducks on it, just like this mask. That'd be badass.
So you guys head towards the tailor?
Yes.
Yep.
As you are approaching, there are big glass windows at the front of the shop where you see mannequins that are dressed very nice. One of the women's dresses on the left side seems, you're guessing it's female clothes on the left and male's clothes on the right, because the mannequins on the left have, a bosom, but the guys on the right, the clothing looks like a woman would probably wear it as well. It's not really just, vests and button-up shirts and slacks. It's kind of nice, including a dress. So, it's a
Jim
robe.
barges in and just shouts,
I'm looking for a cape.
You barge in and shout this. There is a man who is in the back of the shop. It's not the back of the shop, just the back of the room. It's all still got a bunch of stuff put up on display. There's a woman standing up on this elevated pedestal. He seems to be hemming the bottom of what looks like a very large peacock dress. There are very large feathers that come off of her rump and are proudly displayed. And her makeup seems to be matching this whole peacock aesthetic with the blues and the greens and the yellows. And they both look over at you before the man blinks and shifts his posture a little bit he's on a knee right now because he was hemming the bottom of her skirt, but he tilts his head a little. Who are you?
I am Jim, former bar owner, now adventurer, drinker on my own time. I have recently come into the wealth of this amazing duck mask, as you can see, and would like to get a cool cape.
Roll a charisma check.
Oh no!
9.
He raises an eyebrow, tilts his head so that he can look over these very, very nice sunglasses that he is wearing, despite the fact that he is inside. And you see his very crystal blue eyes scan you and study you for a little bit before he stands up. You want a cape for that outfit. That monstrosity that looks like you just threw together.
Excuse me?
Yes, you are excused.
I spent like 5 whole minutes on this.
The man walks down the few steps from the podium in the back of his shop to walk a circle around the three of you. His hand on his chin, seeming to size up all sorts of parts of you before he is now pushing and pulling at different parts of your shirts. You're pretty sure at some point your butt got grabbed, Lysander, as he was feeling at how your pants are.
Lysander sits up, stands up straighter, smiles at him and goes, I'd be a great model for you.
Anarchy is holding on tight to her holy symbol. She does not want him touching that at all.
Well, you can keep him from touching it, as he feels at the various parts of you when he's doing the inspection. He tilts his head. He seems a little bit impressed by you, Anarchy.
Oh, fun. A lot of jewelry on me, after all.
There is a lot of jewelry on you, after all. You fit in very well here, apart from the fact that you're a little dirty.
Yeah, my clothes are dirty, and that's what it needs an update.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at my face. I'd be a great model.
Her face has a little schmutz on it.
Ha!
Schmutz. Yes.
I call that my smolder.
You call this your smolder? And he shoves his thumb at your cheek and wipes out a bunch of dirt on it.
It helps the ladies feel like they're getting a man.
Yeah, Lythander, man.
The best
Imagine.
Craven ladies, I assume.
Lythander presses his lips together at Jim's comment, his face getting a little red.
Aw.
The ladies back at my home village love this look.
I'm sure they did.
I assume you're from a
sure.
poorer district.
Lythander's eyes narrow on this man. Jim, hold me back.
I don't think I will, because it sounds funny to let you go.
No, please don't hurt him.
Anarchy holds him back.
Party pooper.
He lets out this very dramatic sigh, crosses his arms, but leaves one hand raised in the air near his face. The mask is very fashionable. It's very fashion forward.
Are you referring to my mask?
No, I'm referring to the duckies.
Oh,
It's
It
the
is
newest craze.
Did I not see that in the pharmacy the other day?
No.
excuse me, sir. Would you happen
Yes.
to be able to? Would you be able to update my cloak? It got very dirty over the years, and it could use a little bit of an update.
Yes, I don't think there's enough washing fluids in the world to save your clothes.
No,
They look very...
so either.
However, there is probably something I can do for you.
Really?
Sure, you have a lot of natural look to the way that you walk. I don't know what it is or who it is that did this to you, but they were a genius. I wish I thought of it myself. Is there a signature somewhere on you?
Oh, no, just the symbol of the goddess Lune.
Very religious imagery. I see. We can
Yes,
work
that
with
is
that.
the tone.
We
A
can
lot of
work
moon
with that.
symbols, if you can.
Lythander leans over to Jim and whispers, Salune, more like Saloony.
Do I hear that?
Wait, no. She's been pretty nice, actually.
Hold up. Do
Don't
I
make fun of the
hear
kid's goddess.
Make a perception check.
5. Oh my gosh.
You did not hear Lythander's
Thank
soft comment. You were busy describing your fashion motifs to this individual, and he seems to be nodding and thinking versus, yes, I think I can work with that. I think I have stuff for that.
Yes, and can
It'll
you
look
put like
glorious
5
and-
stars at the bottom of the cloak? 7 stars at the bottom of the cloak, please?
We can work with that.
Thank you
I can do that. What about the rest of you? Are you all looking for the same nighttime, sleepy time motif? I assume that's what the mask is for. You're all going for a very reach for the stars, kind of dreamy look, I assume, yes?
Yes, he's going for dreamy, she's going for
Ma'am?
starlight, I'm going for the darkness of the sky at night. Something that helps me blend in.
Blended with what? Darling, why don't you want to stand out?
Because sometimes there are key people who need to stand out and other people who need to be their pieces that don't stand out as much to help elevate those who do stand out.
He wants to look mysterious for a smolder.
I assume you all can be paying for this.
How much
Sweet.
would it cost as a quote? I'm learning capitalism.
Oh, if I am to be suiting up all three of you, I can give you a minor group rate. I like to have grouped costumes. Not many people around here give me that opportunity. So, sad lack of cohesion. I do the whole lot of you for 60 gold.
Ooh.
How about 2 copper pieces?
Did you say 60 or 16?
60. And he looks down his nose to look over his sunglasses at you. You must be kidding me.
I've also
Yes.
loved my honey in the ocean.
Group costume.
Okay.
I'll
what
also
is-
be out a lot of my best material doing this. My time is not worthless.
Well, how's about some of your less best material? What about your mid-grade material? Well, you can't say best if all you own is best material. You must have mid-grade if you
You
have best
want me
material.
to put together this group outfit for you that reminds people of the night sky, thinks about the silkiness of dreams and drifting off, and you want me to use cotton?
Okay, what if you use cotton and remind people that fire is cool?
Lysander gives the man a nervous smile. Cotton reminds me of sleeping.
Cotton is cozy.
I do not do this work in cotton. I am an artist.
Please, sir,
You do not ask an artist to do work and then spit at the work that they do.
if you do this art, the goddess Selene will surely shine upon you and be eternally favorable.
The goddess.
Yes, you'll be making art for the gods.
No.
Jim
Whatever
takes.
it is that you come from, I'm sure your religious thing is very, very fashion forward. Honestly, it can make a comeback every once in a while in the realms of fashion. It's appeared on Vogue before, but religion is dead. If you want me to try and inspire it back to life, then that's going to require money and time.
That's Vogue spelled with 2 O's. It's his French accent coming through. It's actually pronounced Vogue.
Can I make a persuasion check real quick and say, give an old man sob story?
What's your persuasion check?
Nat 15 plus 4, so 19.
Now look.
So it's a 19.
Okay.
Now look, I'm just a sad old man. I used to have a lot of
you are.
money. I used to do great, but I lost everything in this fire. And my grandkids here.
Look.
I just wanna give them a good life, and no one will give us the time of day to hire us for jobs or anything until we look amazing, until we look good. And yeah, you did see this duck mask in the pharmacy, because I'm desperate here, you know? And I just want, in my dying years, for my grandkids to strive.
It's like the picture in the background as he's motioning to his grandkids that Lysander is once again digging for gold.
Yes, and I moved from a faraway country. I come here. I have nothing. I have no one. I set up shop here. I have a moving shop out in the market area until I can manage to make it and buy out a building so that way I can become the most notable artisan here. Nobody gives you a job. Nobody gives you what you want. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. You have a certain je ne sais quoi about you, but what are you doing with it? If you want to make an impression around here, you have to look the part. I can help you look the part. Normally, I charge 30 gold to do somebody's whole ensemble over again. Wash you up, use my facilities for that. I'm giving you a very, very generous group discount.
Thank you, sir.
Now look, I get it, and I don't know, I got nothing. Lysander, your turn.
Lysander slides over to this quasi-Frenchman. What if I rendered myself over to your services for the day? I could stand outside your shop, do some tricks, look fashion forward, and bring in people to your tailor versus the other man's.
There is no other man anymore.
Oh, what'd you do to the other guy?
I secured his shop for myself.
So you run
I moved here from a faraway country. I set up shop here.
No wonder
And I
that
take-
you're out of inspiration. You have nobody to compete with anymore.
Out of inspiration.
Well, everybody's looks are equally as gaudy without anything making them unique anymore. You have no counter.
I am
you
not
have
out
no,
of inspiration.
You have no yin to your yang.
Plenty of the women here and the men here know how to handle their own clothing. They don't like to hand money to other people.
All of these mannequins look the same. Walking over, you have random headgear that doesn't match with area in order to make each thing seem more controversial to the other. But at the end, you have the same formula repeating itself again and again. I would like Lysander to make some sort of check.
Make a charisma check.
A charisma check. 16 plus 3 is 19.
Nobody speaks to me in such a manner. He studies you a little bit.
Maybe it's because nobody's spoken to you in such a manner that your looks have become this way.
Oh!
Lysander kind of now flicks back his hair a bit, like he helps push it up more into his normal do at Jim's O.
What is it that you do? What is it you are called?
They call me Lysander, but you can call me your muse. And I do things like this. And he'll start going into headstands and doing his best football on one hand and other stuff.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
18 plus
Knowing the
7
kid?
is a dirty 20.
Eh?
I will not give you my clothing for free. That will be stupid.
But I'm giving you, and he stands back up onto his feet. And I'm not saying for free. I'm saying if you design clothing, which I realize that I would be presenting you a new challenge for the fact that I'm much more mobile than your regular person who doesn't need to move around a lot. I am offering you the ability to move dexterously, to show off ruffles and curvatures that you were never able to show off before, and I will stand outside your shop and I will model for you.
Oh, I can help with that. I have an idea if you don't mind me asking.
Small, shiny one. What is your idea?
Well, you see, sir, if you give us a discount for the clothes, a good one, I can actually make your clothes glow. Literally. I'll show you.
Anarchy casts
tilts his
lights. Let's see, what's a good object of her clothing that I should make shine a lot? Anarchy casts light on the mask that she is wearing, and it glows a bright blue.
He blinks several times before pushing his sunglasses up to shield his eyes from the light.
See?
How is it that you do that?
It's phosphorescent moss.
I'm quite talented with it.
And you would sell me this moss?
Not for sale, but you could put on an amazing fashion show. I could light up almost anything. Well, within reason.
You would help me coordinate a fashion show.
Yes, you'd be interested.
He's slowly nods, rubbing his chin a little, stroking this little goatee on it. He's seeming to be considering the merits of what you guys are offering.
Kid, do you realize how long it takes to organize a fashion show? We kind of have things to investigate.
Silence!
Whoa!
Idea.
People don't tell me to silence. I silence people, understand?
Lysander's now going to try and hold Jim back.
Jim lights a small fire in his hand.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying, this is why people don't tell me to silence. Got it?
Please, we're trying to make a deal here.
I'm not
Just
gonna
tell
light
you to
anything.
conduct all of your business transactions?
No, sir.
Well, so far.
Insignificant petite homme!
What did you call me?
You said that a little slower.
An insignificant petite homme.
Oh,
A petty
oh, you bitch. You're asking for this.
Stop!
Jim lights on fire the nearest clothing.
Oh my dear gosh, why are you doing this?
Oh gosh. This is arson.
Parachute.
The man
Do
screams
you have any
before...
spells to fix this, Jim? Dear Salute, help me now.
He has now run outside to get a guard and a water pail.
Come on, guys, we're leaving. Lysander's going to drag Jim out.
No, not until I get rid of get the rest of this shit. These ugly ass clothes.
Please stop. We could have had something.
Never seen something go so wrong at the end of a negotiation.
We could have been the first D&D group to have a fashion show in campaign. Do this!
Because it was in character.
This is
You
why the
insulted
Fisher
Jim.
family
That's
can't
what Jim
have
does.
nice things.
But like,
So the three of you leave before the security guards can get around to grabbing you guys to question you.
It's been so funny to have a fashion
But
show
you
with
are very certain that, given that you guys stand out, security guards will know who he's talking about.
I deactivate the light spell.
And Lysander's gonna do his best on bringing everybody back over to Kip's place.
Oh my
All right, you guys go back to Kip's place. So much for making positive inroads with East Side.
Lysander's feeling like a bunch of fresh roses next to Jim. And it's like, man, I thought I was the jerk who stole stuff, but like at least I'm a kind, considerate thief.
I'm a kind and considerate.
He had it coming, it was justice.
But we could have had nice clothes. I haven't taken these clothes off in 100 years.
Like,
Kip looks over at the three of you.
Hey. Lysander gives an upturned nod to Kip.
You guys have a bad run-in with Jacques?
How did you know?
He said something about nice clothes.
I think.
He's got Jacques Lemoine all over it.
He was being a dick, okay? He was being a dick, so I burnt some things, and then next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, how dare you insult my art!" And we left.
We
Committed some small arson. It was only one article of clothes, but
I burnt some stuff on the way out. Element.
can you help smooth things over? Lysander gives his best smile.
He's going to want that outfit paid for.
Well,
We don't have the money.
Not at all. That's
yeah.
why we're gonna have a fashion show.
You're going to have the money after you do this task for me, assuming you come back alive.
See, that's just it, right? We have to focus on the task, not a fashion show.
I can put the money I would have paid you for this task into smoothing over the situation.
I would like to clarify now, Lysander, that and leans over to Kip. You know, Jim's the one who started the fire. Everybody else was just trying to negotiate.
The penalty for arson combined with the prospect of having to pay for the losses to his business is probably going to be 40 gold.
Oh no.
How about 2 copper pieces?
No.
Kip raises an eyebrow looking at you. You're joking, right?
Yes, he's
I
joking.
was the one who didn't
No.
understand capitalism.
It's haggling, kid.
That was burning a shop.
That's not haggling anymore. Lysander puts a hand on Jim. That's trying to treat somebody like they were born yesterday.
Well, I'm sorry. In comparison to me, you were all born yesterday. So, you know.
I was born 100 years ago.
Okay, with the exception of you.
I warned you guys that the east side was very temperamental. I warned you to play nice over there.
We tried, but they're just not into community like the west side. We had no issues playing
they're
nice
not.
over here.
Each one of them looks out for themselves.
At least I got a ducky mask.
Huh.
You know, things were just, they were going so good until they weren't, Kip. And could you really do us the solid?
Sorry.
Lysander, that money has to come out of somewhere.
Still do the fashion show.
Yeah, maybe we should do the fashion show to repay him. We just won't keep any of the clothes this time.
Yeah. For free. It's the least we could do.
Mm,
You think he's going to want to work with any of you now?
I know.
Maybe not the old man, but to be fair, I don't know if the old man's ready for modeling.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
Kind of old.
Jim bunks Lysander on the head with his staff
He's
again.
too tired to catch this.
Lysander's also going to try and catch this.
No.
Like he's too tired. She
Well,
just,
I rolled a 4, so
Oh, that probably won't be too hard.
What's that, plus dexterity?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's 5 plus 3, that's a number 8.
Oh, this is the show of the pathetic. He throws a pathetic shot that you get an arm in front of to block, and it's not the most impressive.
Lysander stares at Jim. It feels strange that I sound like my dad, but We're trying to do something and you are dragging this family down.
This family! We just met the other day!
You are bad-mouthing us to everyone. You are ruining our image. You are ruining our reputation in this town. And Lysander puts a hand over his chest. And I am my dad.
You know what? Fine.
God.
If I'm dragging you down, then I'm going to the bar, getting a drink. Jim walks away to the bar.
No, can Lysander try and reach out a hand to stop him?
Make a dexterity check. Are you trying to resist being grabbed?
Yes.
Make a dexterity check.
It's a 5. So
16.
Okay, so Lysander grabs your arm gently to keep you from leaving.
Jim, I'm not saying go. I'm saying if we want things to go our way, we need to rethink how we're doing stuff. And like cohesion, you know? We gotta be willing to play the part and play by the rules more. God, this is hurting me to say, okay? And Lysander's eyes are a little watery. I'm not good with these kinds of speeches, okay? And I need
you're
you
not.
to...
You're
Anarchy
not.
gets up from the corner and just kind of like holds Lysander's hand because she sees he's crying and doesn't want to cry.
If you want things to go your way, then you shouldn't include me. Things don't go well for me.
Well,
Lysander,
you to know that.
we
Things
want...
don't always go the best for everyone, but sometimes maybe it takes a few 100 years of waiting and things go better.
Look, things haven't gone exactly according to my plan either. You're in good company for things not going people's ways. And Lysander seems to keep getting stuff, sort of, his words are getting stuck in his throat.
It's okay. If you need a break, I can take a turn.
Yeah, maybe you should talk to him.
Jim, can I tell you a story?
Well, everyone else seems to be sharing today, so...
Jim, things haven't been going right for me for 100 years. My family, they told me I had to walk the bottom of the ocean. They told me to go so that the goddess would be happy. I don't know if I made her happy yet. I feel like she's guiding me in the right direction now, and I don't want to lose that just yet.
Kid, I'll stick with you guys, but your goddess is happy with you. I can tell you that. I know.
You know?
Jim pulls out his 2 notes from the goddess. I received these past couple nights.
Anarchy takes a read at them. And she's genuine.
I was gonna say, Lysander sees these notes come out, and he just shifts around uncomfortably, the idea of magic gods seem, very foreign to him. He's not comfortable seeing them get pulled out.
You mean this is the right direction?
I think you've turned out better than what your original family did. I think she cares about you a lot.
I wouldn't know about that.
Who cares what some
may be kind,
dumb
but
saloony goddess writes?
thank you.
Anarchy hugs the papers.
Kip has come back in from one of the blocked off cells with the big drywall to make it into a room, basically, and has set down a few mugs with something hot in it. Your people out here wanted some tea. It looked like you were getting emotional.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you.
I'm a
That's very
man.
kind of
I
you.
don't get emotional.
Hey, free tea's free tea, take it.
Yeah, okay.
Anarchy knows she can't drink it. She just kind of just pours it over her head.
Now,
Aww.
An attempt at just like accepting it and just like thanks. Like
Now,
He kind of chuckles a little bit, sitting on his desk and sipping from his own mug.
now, I think I made a promise to this goddess lady, real or not. And I haven't been very good at keeping it today.
Lythander looks up at the ceiling and is just mouthing things to himself about goddesses. He's got his hands awkwardly clasped together, though.
And so, let's go make this right. Let's do this task.
Anarchy, to
And
be
let's
fair,
get
you did...
to where we need to get you.
I was going to say, Anarchy, as a side note, you did notice upon reading them, there were several spelling errors in those notes, but you have to assume that maybe it's like a translational kind of problem. I mean, Anarchy isn't even your name, of course. It's just what you've adopted being called here and stuff. But there were a couple of spelling errors.
Only speak
And it's from the moon goddess. It's just sign that. I have that written down.
So I don't think Anarchy cares. She's just excited to see anything that's might point in the direction that she's going in the right direction and things are going to be better.
All right. Kip gives a smile, seeing that you all seem to be like kind of pulling back together, and then gives a nod. I can go speak with Jacques if you guys are willing to work to be meeting some middle ground. I can hear what it is that he's going to be trying to demand, and I'll see what kind of middle ground I can negotiate him into.
Thank you so much, Jim.
All right, thank you.
And thank you so much, Jim. This means a lot.
No problem, kid. I've got your back.
Looks at Lythander.
Guess I got both your backs.
Frickin' so loony, goddess.
Now, are you all staying here?
I think staying here's the best right now. Maybe until Kip comes back with negotiations or until night to check out the Shamblings.
Yeah.
Also, Jim's putting his ducky mask back in his pocket. He doesn't want to ruin it going out.
Oh, Jim.
I love that. Okay, so no other plans for the day then. You're just going to stay there?
Yep.
Kip is gone for the better part of the day out on the east side of the city. He doesn't really put on any sort of uniform or anything. He just goes out in his tank top and his brown slack-looking pants to go walk around on the east side. He's back by about somewhere around dusk when the sun is starting to set. What time are you guys planning on leaving?
Figure shortly after sunfall.
When's the best
Shortly
time
after?
that these Shamblings come out?
Before Kip answers that question, I did hear it. You guys did also become aware, since you stayed in the jail cell, in the jailhouse the entire day, that there is an old woman, a very, very old woman, that is in here as well. She is in the other room. She at some point comes out and kind of meanders her way over. She has a four-pegged walker in front of her, very, very old, fragile-looking woman. Who goes to the other boarded up room at some point, seems to pay none of you any mind at all, spends the afternoon in there, and then goes back to her room around dinner time.
Oh. Anarchy goes up and say hi to the woman.
Anarchy, no, don't talk to strangers! Like, she could be. She's in jail!
Very
You
slowly,
know her crimes?
before turning her head. Hello.
Hello, miss. How are you
I
this
didn't
evening?
see you down there.
Jim's just mouthing in the back, don't hurt my kid, don't you hurt my kid.
Shifting these big glasses on her face to try and get a better look at you. I'm doing just fine. Yes, I'm doing just fine. Do we know each other?
No, I just wanted to say hi. And also, do you have any extra tea? Maybe we should get her some.
Tea? We have plenty of tea. I could make you some.
I was gonna offer you to get some. I mean, I'm gonna offer to get some for you.
Tea
This is
sounds
wow.
very nice. James,
Anarchy
James
looks
could
around.
get you some tea. James, she starts looking around.
Are you referring to Kip?
Kip?
Ma'am, who's Jane?
Kip is that James? James is my great-grandson.
Is he cute?
No, James is James. He's about 7 years old. Likes to run around a lot about this time of day.
It's night.
She blinks and then kind of looks over. There's a hole in the wall.
All right, ma'am. Lysander's gonna walk over and gently take your hand. Why don't we move back along?
James's father should fix that.
We'll get him right on it.
She's walking. Where are you leading me to?
Back to your room. It's this way, right?
Yes, that one over there is my room.
All right. You are looking absolutely fetching today, by the way.
Oh, her cheeks get a little bit pink and she chuckles slightly. Thank you, young
This is so wholesome.
Such a wholesome group.
Would you like me to find James for you? Do you know where he is?
He's probably running around out on the west side. He likes to hang with that Susie girl.
Susie?
Mm-hmm.
After our duties tonight, maybe I'll look for him if I have a chance.
Make sure he hasn't gotten himself into any trouble. Some of the kids on the west side can get a little bit rough.
We'll make sure of it.
Okay. She goes back into her room. As you walk around, you realize that there's various medical equipment, not like high-grade fancy hospital stuff like we have, of course. It's a little more medieval times, but there is various medical equipment and stuff in this room, and a nice bed with a heavy quilt on it that she goes and sits on.
Lysander will help
Some
her
nice
down,
leeches.
and he'll use some of
Some nice
that sage on her pillow to help, make her wise and relaxed.
Wise and relaxed.
Wise and relaxed.
Cool.
Is there a place that Anarchy can make tea real quick?
When you go into the other room with the drywall up in the other corner of the building, there seems to be an entire kitchen that's been set up in there.
Alright, Anarchy, make some tea for the woman.
All right, make some tea. You find it was actually a pretty nice set of tea that you guys were given earlier. Not that Anarchy had a concept of it, but from what Jim and Lythander could tell when they were drinking the tea, it was a very nice green tea. Oh, and that's what you find very easily, just sitting in a jar on the counter in there, loose leaf green tea.
Nice. Anarchy starts to make some, brings it back.
I've seen the elders make this drink all the time. I hope I did it justice.
She accepts the mug and kind of puts her face over it a little bit to smell it. It smells lovely. Thank you. And you are?
My name is Anarchy.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you, Anarchy.
It's a
Are you
cool
a friend
name,
of
isn't it?
James's?
I
It
don't
is.
believe we've met.
Huh. Well, he's around here somewhere. You should introduce yourself while you're here.
Lysander quickly stashes the sage aroma in case Anarchy sees it and starts to questioning him.
Easy enough. You heard her coming. She did have to walk across the boards to get here, so you heard them creaking under her.
And then Lysander will quickly leave the room and leave you two to your business.
She's happy to sit and talk with you if you stay in the room, or if you give her some space, she's happy to accept the tea. She's very thankful for the tea and says that it tastes wonderful.
Again, I've never met James, but if I see him on the west side, I'll say hi.
And she gives a nod. Good. He should be back for dinner.
Is it past dinner?
It is past dinner right now.
Yeah. She thought it was day.
It's all past dinner.
She blinks slightly and looks around. I should be making dinner. And then she goes to get up.
Wait, ma'am, please sit down. It's
no trouble. Rubbing her lower back a little bit. I just have to get dinner going.
You've already eaten dinner.
Meanwhile,
She
on
blinks.
the outside,
Lysander sits down next to Jim and says, "Hey, I think there's a match made in heaven for you in that room. She's just old enough for you."
Jim, playfully bonks Lythander on the head. Not to hurt him, just kind of like a quick little shut up. Kind of little boop. Comedic
Little boop.
Lysander chuckles and he begins to pull out his stationery to write his next letter.
So, guys, should we investigate some shambling or whatever?
Just give me 10 minutes. I need to finish this letter.
Kip is getting back right about now.
Sup, Kip?
Hello, Kip.
Hey. Giving a nod.
I think this woman. I don't know
Blinking.
if she remembers everything.
Oh, did Grandma get up? Going
Wait,
into the
are you
kitchen and
James?
grabbing food? No. James is my father.
Oh,
Oh,
Grabbing some food and walking across to go over to her room.
she must be old as shit.
She's
never thought I'd keep someone's
113.
memory as bad as mine. Well, worse.
She is 113. That'll happen after a while.
Like I said, Jim, just your age.
She's a little older.
Yeah,
than me.
she's like half my age, but okay.
Well, mentally, you guys are like basically the same age.
He does the kind of like bonk on the head playfully again,
Lysander laughs lightly.
as does Jim.
I wonder if memory loss comes with age.
I spoke
Naturally,
with
that is.
Jacques. He said he's willing to meet with you guys to talk about a deal to cover the losses and to cover your outfits if you are still interested in shopping at his store, assuming that there's not going to be another incident with fire or destruction of any of his property again.
Anarchy hugs Kip.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And he pats you on top of your head since you're a little bit short, so he can't really get his arms down and around you for like a proper hug.
You know, guys, a friend once taught me that things like this can work out in our favor. If we're not going for the opposite anymore, because obviously we can't afford them, and we just do this deal, regardless of what Jacques thinks of us,
Are you
a modeling thing could expose us to the whole town, and if they're very vain, seeing us model could earn us respect over in the other town.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm just glad you didn't bring out fishing metaphors again.
But we're Team Fisher.
All right, we'll do it. So, when we meeting with them?
I set up for you guys to meet with him tomorrow in the afternoon, in case you're a little bit tired in the morning. I didn't know
All
how
right.
late you'd be out. You guys
Sounds
have
like a
everything you
plan.
need equipment-wise?
We should be set to go.
Yeah.
I think we'll be all right. Unless you have any medical herbs of sorts. We didn't have much luck with that.
Yeah.
Something that's processed.
He goes and starts opening some drawers in the grandmother's room, going through stuff.
No, please don't take her things. I think she might need them.
It's fine. I've been taking care of my grandmother for a couple of years now. I know what she needs and what she doesn't need.
Oh, my apologies.
It's fine. Here, he pulls out a small flask and hands it to you. Should be good.
Wait, what'd you say it was?
It's a small flask with this pink liquid in it.
Oh, thank you.
It's a love potion.
Oh no.
If worse comes to worse.
Love potion 49.
If
Is
worse
Anarchy
comes to
able to
worse.
tell what kind of potion this is, or?
You take a look at it. You've got a feeling that it's a minor healing potion.
If worse comes to worse, swoon the enemy.
It looks pretty run-of-the-mill, not like anything particularly potent, but it is still something.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kip.
He gives a nod. Take care of yourselves. Don't do anything stupid out there.
Lysander
Yeah, you don't know
smiles.
who you're talking to.
I've got a pretty good image now. Twice now that I'm cleaning up after, and he looks at you, Jim. I believe your specific actions.
Well, yeah, I have no comebacks for that. My bad.
Normally, I wouldn't think this would be something I need to say, but try not to burn down the marshland around us.
That'd be quite the feat, though, right?
Yeah, still
I
wouldn't
wish
be
one
too
of
good
us knew
though.
water spells. Like control water or something, just like constantly like. Oh.
I'd suggest going up the west side rather than the east side for now.
That
People on the east
West.
side don't really like you.
Well, feeling's kind of mutual, so yeah, we'll go on the west side.
West Side Pride?
Yeah! They got the booze!
West Side Pride. Lysander looks up at the ceiling, writes down a few more things off the top of his head, folds up the letter, and seals it up and stuffs it back into his bag for now.
May I ask who you write those letters to? You don't have to tell me if it's private.
Oh no, it's not private. It's just an old friend of mine. You know, we like to keep in touch.
Is your friend nice?
Lysander walks out.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess we should take his lead and walk out.
I wish I could write letters to my friends.
Okay, you guys head out through the west side. As you walk past the tavern, you can hear loud noise and music and stuff in the tavern. As you know, it's the end of the day. People have settled down from their work and are, not really partying, I guess, but they're enjoying the end of their day. They're gambling, they're boozing, as the west side do.
See, now these guys know how to party. They know what's up.
Like fun.
And you get yourselves out from the entrance of the city. There are a couple of guards on post that look at you like leaving at night.
We're gonna go check out the Shambling people.
Some cool questy stuff. Pays money. Yeah.
West Side Pride.
Good luck, guys. And they start pulling up the door for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, when you start screaming, try not to scream too much like a little girl. It would just be embarrassing for you guys.
That's kind of what my voice
That's
sounds like.
specifically targeted at you, Lysander.
I have never once screamed in my life. He says, knowing full well that earlier today, Anarchy scared the bejesus out of him.
Wait, how should I scream?
That would be a great scream.
Yeah, I'm not gonna scream. If I'm in danger, you'll see something burning. So
Land.
I'm pretty talented. Just watch. You'll see if it happens.
Are you sure,
We'll see.
Lysander, as you guys are walking down the road together, that you didn't burn down your own tavern?
I am sure of it.
Guys, does this sound
Mostly.
good? Guys, does this sound good? That's my man.
Or more hit your chest as you do it.
Perfect.
Perfect. So you guys head out of the entrance to West Craven. You do hear the portcullis coming down after you guys.
How well can we see?
It is dark outside. And you know that you've got to head into the marshlands.
I
Do you have-
produce flame in my hand just for a light.
Never mind. You've
All
already answered my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll cast light too on I'm gonna cast it on my hammer.
Okay. You got plenty of light around you now.
That way that
Nice to have good
helps
buds.
out Lysander a bit.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
You guys are immediately turning to go off the path to get around because you know that the Shambling was reported to the northeast of the city. So you have to immediately be leaving the path to go into the marshlands. Is this your plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. You guys leave the path and immediately you hear that.
Oh no.
Who's there?
As you're walking.
That's me. I'm kind of heavy.
Oh.
Two of you are just kind of wading through some water that's up a few inches and stuff right now. One of you is sinking into soft mud at the bottom of this water.
Is this
You know that scream you practiced earlier? If the water level ever rises up to your neck, good time to use that scream.
I don't need to breathe anyway.
We don't want to lose you in the mud.
Maybe I should walk back slowly.
Well,
Can I make a perception check and see this quicksand or something?
You can make a perception check.
Okay. 14.
You don't think it's quicksand. You're pretty sure it's just the fact that with water sitting over it, there's a little bit of soft mud, but it's not going down. You're not sinking up to your knees or anything. You're just sinking down several inches into the soft top layer until you hit hardened clay that's underneath it.
Okay, so, like, this is the end.
You're probably fine.
Alright.
Yeah.
Anarchy keeps walking forward then.
As you guys are walking, you are all keenly aware also of the fact that it is slowing down your pace a little bit because you can't walk at the full speed in water that's up several inches with the soft mud. You're hitting what's a little bit of rugged terrain here.
You see, Lysander keeps scanning the area. You're not sure why he's scanning the area, but if you were to take a gander, you would assume that he's prepared to slink into the shadows if necessary.
And you guys are walking into a bunch of trees and hanging down vines, a little bit of marshy undergrowth. You can hear the crickets and the occasional toad or frog and all this like ambient noise as you're going through, getting further away from the city until at some point when you turn around and look behind you, you realize you can no longer see the city. All you see around you is the marshland.
Here, people high on mushrooms.
Do you think Anarchy can look around for a little? I think he has like 300 feet of dark vision.
We have snackies.
So 300 feet of dark vision won't help you see beyond the fact that you've got trees and stuff around.
Fair enough.
So
Wait,
it is still...
You holding out on snacks on me?
It's for the high people to come out. We have snackies.
Yeah.
Everyone make a perception check.
That's 10 minus 2 is 8.
So 16.
And I got perception. 18.
Jack, you are keenly aware as Jim is walking along, he's realizing that this is after you've been walking for about 20, 30 minutes away from the city. You've gotten a decent amount of distance. You're slowed down, so it's not as much as if you were moving full speed, but you've made a decent amount of distance away from the city, and the water levels are about up to your knees right now. You are walking through some water. You can hear, you're realizing as people are walking and you're hearing Lysander, calling out that he's got snackies, that there is an extra set of sloshing water footprints that sound a little bit far away.
Guys, do you hear that?
Lysander stops. No.
Do I hear it with a 16?
As everybody stops and begins listening, now that Jim has called your attention to it, you can all hear there's just this trudging through the water somewhere in the distance to your left.
Lysander,
Yes?
if something bad happens, let me know. I can give you some dark vision. I'll
will.
fight. But it'll only last an hour.
Understood.
Okay. Guys, I know this is gonna sound stupid. We should go towards it.
How do you give that dark vision, by the way? Is it like some sort of water you splash in my eyes?
No, you just have to be about 10 feet within me at all times.
Guys, do you not hear that?
Oh,
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
that
I
doesn't
just
sound
thought that was
good.
your stomach.
That wasn't my man's scream.
Well, maybe if you gave some of the snackies to me, my stomach wouldn't do that, but it's not.
Clearly your stomach's doing just fine without the snackies.
Shut up and pay attention.
Sorry.
You can now hear 3 distinct sets of shuffling footprints that seem to be moving, wading through the water, and this low kind of groan or moan that's coming from a little to the right of you.
Kid, get behind me. Lysander, get in front of me.
Lysander is moving into the darkness.
Anarchy goes after him.
Seriously, do you want me to cast the dark vision spell on you?
I can see you guys just fine with all the light you're emanating, but
Yes, but I may need to turn that off.
I'm okay.
I put it on my weapon.
It's okay. I'll be okay.
Jim puts out the fire in his hand to not draw attention.
Oh, never mind. I need that dark vision.
That's what I was worried about. We have an hour then.
Okay.
Alright, so it says, as an action, I can magically share dark vision with a willing creature that I can see within 10 feet. Up to a number of creatures equal to our modifier. But we only need one, because I think.
Yeah, I have dark vision.
Alright, so it lasts for an hour. And once I share it, I can't do it again until after a long rest.
Lathander sniffs a few times. I'm assuming that's some sort of aroma you used on me. That's really cool. Alrighty.
May the goddess give you sight.
So you guys are walking.
And I put out the light on my light spell on my hammer.
Alright. So you've got lots of trees and stuff around you going on here. Jim, you're in the front. You've had Anarchy step behind you. You guys have now extinguished your lights. Lathander, did you duck off to the left or the right? A little bit to the right. A little bit to the right. So you've now ducked off, approaching you. Currently, off in the distance, about, I would say 40 feet, Jim, you see something dark shambling up ahead of you. Up to the north, you see something shambling ahead of you. So you guys seem to have walked up towards where they were kind of meandering and moseying. That's what you've got visual of right now, 3 of them.
All right.
Fun.
Let's roll for initiative.
Oh!
Just for the sake of, knowing what order things are happening in.
Oh,
I got a 15.
shit. 0. So I got 6.
And I'm gonna be the -3, so this is gonna be interesting.
Well, you're stuck in the water.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty good too. So 18 -3. Holy
13.
18 minus 3?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So,
16
My
for some reason.
gosh.
Lathander, you are at the top of the round. Can Lathander see any of these people? Being that you have the dark vision right now, you have line of sight. You've got dark vision out to 30 feet, I believe. So you can see, and then it's technically sort of dim light vision a little bit further. You can see something dark kind of here. You can sort of see something dark here, and you can see some general shadows, but getting further out, these are getting to be like 60 feet and 80 feet away from you. So these two, not really. But this one, you can tell that there's something kind of dark over there, and you can hear water sloshing. Lathander's going to approach the nearest tree to him, without closing with him, and say, "Do you want some snackies? Do you want some snackies?" All right.
He doesn't want snackies, damn it!
What a guy!
Unless we're the snackies.
So, Lathander, you whisper, "Do you want some snackies?" And you see what appears to be this humanoid figure, sort of hunched forward a little bit, arms kind of hanging limp in front of him. The smell in the area is putrid. As you're approaching this individual, it's triggering an innate gag reflex. It smells worse than just the swamp air around you. It smells rotten. I mean, I don't like the water at Charlie's Tavern either, but you don't see me running away and not showering for days because of it. As you ask this individual if they want snackies, their head turns towards you a little bit. You can't quite make out all sorts of details, but you can tell as their head turns, you hear a slight popping sound in their neck as their head turns, and you can see where a chunk of their cheek is hanging off of their face, their jaw wide open. Their eyes are completely black. There's nothing to their eyes, no iris to separate pupil from white or anything else. And it looks like there's something black that's just sort of not pouring out of their mouth. It's just kind of oozing or leaking out of their mouth, as if they're not swallowing their spit, and it's all black and thick. Lathander is going to use his bonus action to move back over towards the group.
Okay.
Good idea.
Are they undead?
What's undead?
Seems like it.
Anarchy, it's your turn next.
Oh god. Am I able to see if they are undead or not?
As you are beginning to look at them and investigate, make an investigation check for me.
Alright. Come on, Anarchy. Oh, not bad at all. 18.
18. These do look to be undead to you. The way that they look to be very human, like they once upon a time had the sight, but there are chunks of them that are falling off and there's something neatly rotten about them. You would say, you feel pretty safe saying that these are some sort of undead zombie-like creature.
I'm sorry. I wish I could save you.
I guess Anarchy goes to attack one. In this case, she casts Word of Radiance.
Okay, which one would you like to attack? The one to the left or in front?
I think she's gonna, just for distance-wise, she's gonna start with the one to the left.
All right. Is this a ranged attack or a closed melee attack?
This is a close attack. It's only 5 feet.
So you have now moved over to be next to this one over here. All right. What does Word of Radiance do?
Pull her up. Just make sure that the multipier's right here. So utter a divine word and burning radiance erupts from me. So they have to make a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage.
12. All right. They succeed. What happens when they succeed?
I think the spell just doesn't work. Hang on. Yeah, it just says like if they must succeed, and if they don't, they take the damage. So this is unfortunate.
Okay. So you've moved forward about 20 feet to close, and you've cast a spell. This guy is moving into Jim, and he is attacking. He hits. He swings his arm and smacks you. Nice.
Okay.
After that, let's see here. Next, it's this guy. This guy's gonna move into Lythander. Line up. And he's gonna swing at you. A little bit harder to hit Lythander. And this guy over here is now going to attack you back, Anarchy. What is your armor class?
16.
Alright. He clocks you for 5 damage.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, 4 damage. And that brings it to Jim's turn.
Okay. I'm just gonna do an unarmed strike.
Alright, you're going to attack with your unarmed strike. You don't want to attack with your quarterstaff?
Yeah, I'm gonna do staff. Nat 20.
First critical of the night. Alright, so +1. So you do a total of 16 damage to this zombie. Immediately, you basically swing and just immediately bring these light little bops that you've been doing on Lythander's head take on a whole different tone when you in a two-handed manner stand up straight and bring your staff down on top of this thing's head and crush it, and it splatters out in every direction.
To be fair, the bops were one-handed.
So don't let him hit you two-handed, Lythander.
Lythander doesn't feel comfortable being in the splash zone of this creature.
In the splash zone of this creature, as its head explodes, shards of bone and flesh going around, this dark red congealed blood mixing with this black ooze that was coming out of its mouth, going in the radiation. Jim, you are thoroughly covered with zombie goo, and there is now zombie goo floating around in the water next to you, slowly kind of spreading out and dispersing.
First of all, gross. But second, told you I ain't just some simple old man.
Careful, Jim, that could be poisonous. Or affect you.
Alrighty, and let me see here.
You guys just can't let me have my moment.
I need everyone to make a perception check.
8.
19 for me.
You hear where someone is walking up behind your guys' group.
Guys, look out behind us!
And this brings us back to the top of the round with Lythander.
Cool. So since this creature that is attacking Lythander is within 5 feet of Jim, if Lythander hits, he will have sneak attack. 10 plus 7 is 17.
Alright, that hits.
Alright. So 1d4. So that's a 1 plus 5 plus sneak attack. 2, so 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. The little dagger.
8 damage. Alright. You shink it with your dagger in the gut, and it just kind of, you can smell its breath in your face as it's leaning over a little bit. I'm getting real intimate with this.
Personal space, man.
Anarchy, it's your turn.
Alright.
You are still closed with the one zombie.
I'm going to hit it with my hammer.
Alright, roll a strength attack.
Alright. Oh my.
Nat 20.
23, not 20, plus the 3. Anarchy's
Another critical. Alright, what's your damage die on the hammer?
Oh dear, it's 1d8.
Okay, so you have an automatic 8 damage. Now roll your d8.
8.
Roll it again.
Roll it again!
Exploding dice. When you get max damage, you get to roll it again.
Dear goodness, what are we gonna do? Create a shockwave?
Maybe.
Or
What's your strength modifier?
plus 3.
So you do a total of 23 damage to this thing. You bring your hammer around and you smash this thing, and
Brought
again,
down the hammer of justice.
repent! She screams as she bludgeons this thing to death, and it, like its friend, explodes in a coagulated, bloody, black, gooey mess all over you. It reeks. The smell of rotten flesh and decay is super potent in the air now, and most of this black goo and blood seems to be settling on top of the water, which is rippling from your guys' movement. It doesn't seem to be like sinking in and mixing. It's just kind of disgustingly there. Lythander, yours is still alive to attack you. And he does 6 damage to you as he swings and brings his claws in, raking at you. Let's pass his turn. Alright, there is one other figure which has now shambled its way out.
Oh,
Jim,
shit.
it's your turn.
If I threw a produce flame, would that do damage to someone?
Yes, produce flame can do damage.
Okay, I'm gonna produce flame and throw it at the new figure over there that's closer to Anarchy.
Alright, roll your d20. What you're doing is you're making a ranged attack, so you get to add your dexterity instead.
I have no dexterity, so
Do you want to do this?
too bad. But hey, you know, it's 18, so
What's your dexterity?
You throw a fire, roll 1d8 for me.
1d8 coming right up. It's a 2.
Alright, so you toss a fire at this thing, it kind of like hits in the face. You hear this sizzling sound as like all the water and stuff that's like logged into the scraps of fabric and everything is kind of bubbling up and sizzling in contact with the fire. But you seem to have hit it.
How much health do you have, Lythander?
Lythander started with 8, he took 6 damage, so he's down to 2.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm gonna heal you the next round. My next turn.
And this
To be fair,
last
Anarchy does not know.
Oh.
creature is moving over to Life, and she is attacking Lythander. She is missing Lythander, right? You see is
60.
6. Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Lythander's hard to hit at the very least.
At the very least, he's nimble.
If it weren't for the fact that first zombie took a critical swing at Lythander, that was real sad. I was like, oh no.
Lysander, don't you dare die in our first fight!
She misses.
I'm
You have,
squishy.
you have now realized this is a woman. Now this new figure that is not a shambling zombie. She seems to be a woman that she is drenched in the swamp muck as well. She seems to be in some sort of like tattered clothing. She's been out here for clearly quite a while. Her nails are kind of long. You've no idea what's about her, but her eyes they are not black, but they seem to have this glossed over look to them a little bit, and she has these black veins that are sort of creeping at her temples a little.
Somebody get her some Jesus.
That brings
Hello,
us
I have Jesus.
to the top of the round with Lysander.
Alright, Lysander's gonna try and attack this zombie again.
Alright,
He has 18.
that hits.
Alright, a D4 and a D6. What would be 2 plus 5, 6, 7 damage?
Another 7 damage to this zombie. Not 7 more damage to the zombie.
Lysander might be at a real disadvantage here on zombies, you know, like, I think they're more bludgeoning and Lysander's more piercing activated.
The zombie is looking hurt now. You hacked at chunks of its stomach.
Oh, that's nice.
Some
bile is coming out.
Yep, black ooze and blood is coming out of its stomach. Anarchy, that makes it your turn.
So,
The
all that's
creature
left
that
is
you
this lady.
There are 3 creatures that are left besides your teammates. As you turn around to survey the field around you, you see that there is another creature that has come up that seems to be smoking just a little bit. There's the lady that's behind Lysander, a zombie in front of Lysander, and you can see Jim and Lysander, who both look to be injured.
I don't know. Would I be noticeably injured? I only
No.
lost 2
You
points.
took what? It was only 2 points?
They
I only
lost 2
took 2.
points.
I only took 2 points. I went from
Yeah.
10 to 8.
Yeah, no, okay, Lysander's the only one who looks injured. Jim's fine. He's fine.
Jim's doing good.
Alright, so I'm gonna hit the. Probably gonna try to get a good hit on the lady with my hammer, and then I'm gonna cast Healing Word as a bonus action on Lysander.
Alright, so there is enough room for you to maneuver closer to Jim so that you stay out of range of the other zombie so that you can close with the lady. Roll your attack.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, nice.
Wait, plus 3 though, so 18. 21.
18,
21.
21.
20. Wow, you hit the woman.
And
Well,
alright,
she's
let's
probably
see, let's
dead.
roll the D8. 2. That sucks.
Oof.
At least it was a hit.
2 damage plus your strength modifier.
Oh, right. Forgot about that. So 5.
There we go. You've done 5 damage to her. She screams in pain. She lets out this really high pitched, not like the zombies that have been kind of like moaning and groaning. They don't really scream when you hit them. You know that you put a knife through them. But she screams almost like you clocked someone in town with your hammer. Some average person.
She's starting to question if this person is in fact a human and it's kind of bothering her. She tries to shrug it off for half a second and quickly casts Healing Word on Lysander. Lysander,
Alright.
please don't die!
Roll for your healing.
Oh my gosh.
Don't die.
Please die! Okay. What's the spell casting? Oh, that's not bad. So 5 hit points.
Yay!
You live!
Lysander is looking much better.
Lysander, I feel rejuvenated by Anarchy's need for me not to die.
And for no other reason. He found his
Thank the goddess.
as the zombie takes another swing, fist deflecting off of the leather armor on your chest, and you say, "Thank God I'm not wearing silk." All right, and that brings us to Jim's turn.
All right. Jim
First,
is
yes.
is gonna run over to the one zombie that no one's fighting right now, and
Okay.
hit it with his staff.
And you're hitting it with the staff. All right, roll your d20, see if you hit.
60. It's 17.
That hits, roll some damage, d8, plus your strength modifier.
5.
Nice. You smack this zombie with your staff. It kind of stumbles a little bit under the force of your 5 damage hit. And that brings it to the zombie's turn. And it will swing back at you. And it will hit you for 2 damage.
Okay, down to 6.
The zombies are
Still
kind of like, to you. Oh no.
It's Jim's fat belly thing. Hits just kind of bounce off him a little, you know?
Oh gosh, he just like arches his back a little to push his belly forward, and you hear this comedic boing as a fist collides with it.
You just hear like the Sonic the Hedgehog spring sound effect, like the doing.
On the girl's turn, she screams and stumbles backwards, technically giving Lythander's not facing the correct direction. But Anarchy, you could have an attack of opportunity if you want to attack her.
She
as
used
she's
the bonus action already.
Oh, yes, she did. She did use a bonus action to heal. So you cannot attack of opportunity. As she stumbles back about 5 feet and is now crying.
Oh my gosh.
What did you do to that lady?
To the top of the round, Lythander.
Lythander's gonna attack the zombie again. And that one.
Make a dexterity save for me.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. The dexterity save is 18.
Beautiful. You swing and you feel where like you just completely missed. You didn't even make contact, and like it kind of caused you to stumble a little bit, but you don't leave melee range. You just kind of like do a little twist over this way, so that way you don't get hit by an attack of opportunity and you don't go face first into the swamp. Whew. Whew. But
It's a
like,
little dark
oh man,
for my dark vision.
it's a little bit dark. Anarchy, it's your turn.
I'm gonna make a Steven Universe move.
What you gonna do?
Oh no.
Anarchy disengages with the woman.
Well, she's stumbled back, so you don't have to disengage. There's space between the two of you.
She tries to talk to her.
What would you like to say?
I can tell you're not like the others. Please, I don't want to hurt you. Can you explain what's going on?
All right. She collapses into the swamp. She is now sitting on her butt. The water is up to about her chest. Her hands coming up with swamp water over her face, crying.
Please, ma'am. I'm sorry. Maybe I know a lot of healing magic. Perhaps I can help you.
As you are now trying to talk to her and you're hearing this tone of her voice, you're beginning to realize that the darkness was doing a lot to hide this, and also the state that she's in being very dirty and tattered. But you're beginning to put together, she only sounds like she's 14. Maybe a young teenish or so. She's not very old. And that brings us to a zombie's turn. A zombie taking a gash at Lythander. Not really. It punches Lythander. Good story, bro. And then it's Jim's turn.
Alright, time for another staff strike on this damn zombie.
All right, do it.
Hopefully this kills him. It's not gonna kill him. It's a 7.
No, it's not. You boing him on the head with your staff, and then he swings back at you. What's your armor class, Jim?
It's 11.
And he hits you. And he hits you for 4 damage.
Ah! I only have 2 health left.
Jim!
And the woman on her turn just continues to cry and scream about leaving her alone. And you hear something about wanting her mommy.
Oh dear God. Tell me Anarchy has to debate about healing Jim and this person in front of her. Oh my God.
Back to the top of the round. It's Lythander's turn.
Can Lythander see Jim?
Jim is over here directly behind you.
Okay.
Technically, yeah, mostly behind you, not directly, but
Okay.
you have to put your back to
Yeah,
something,
Lythander does not know Jim is injured to try and run over and help him. Unless Jim let out some sort of scream of agony.
I did scream, Anarchy, please. Help.
Can Lythander look behind his back to see?
You can glance over your shoulder briefly to get a look at Jim over there with another zombie.
I will give this zombie attack opportunity to try and run over to help.
Oh.
Okay. The zombie swings at you as you move, but you do successfully get away without getting hit. And you have now moved over with the zombie and Jim.
Alright, I'm gonna attack this zombie. 7 plus 6 is 13.
13 hits.
13 hits. Alright.
Take some damage.
I'm gonna try. 4, 5 plus 5 is 10 damage.
10 damage. This thing stumbles and falls. You've hacked off a chunk of its torso and organ, actually falls out and splashes into the water. It doesn't seem to be down yet. It seems to still be stumbling along. Are you okay?
I've
Zombie,
been
no, I'm
better.
fine.
Thanks, kid.
Are we out of zombie?
Not you, zombie.
Shut up, you're past your expiration date.
Yeah, no one likes you, zombie.
That's what my mom said when she kicked me out of the basement.
Well, yeah, cause you're a dingus.
There are still 2 zombies left, Anarchy.
Oh my God.
And that makes it your turn, Anarchy.
Anarchy turns back to the girl, quickly says,
Hang on, I'll protect you for now. Please stand back.
and she attacks the zombie with her hammer in front of her.
Alright, you've now closed with this zombie. Roll for your attack.
Oh my god, something's worth 13 plus 3, 16.
16 hits.
Alright.
Do some damage.
Kill it.
So it is another 5.
Another 5 damage.
Yeah.
You smack this thing with your hammer and you drop it. It falls, its jaw goes spinning off of its face as the body crumples to the ground and this black ooze starts spilling out in the water. You guys are now sitting in like a general muck of black ooze that has been spreading over the surface of the water.
And as a bonus action, am I able to do one more healing word on Jim?
What is your range on healing word? I think it's like 30.
60 feet.
60 feet. You can do bonus action healing word.
Alright. So let's do 1d4. Plus the spellcasting ability modifier. Let's go. Plus, hang on. You get plus 6. You get 6 healing. 6 hit points.
Hey.
You're up to 8.
Back up to 8.
Take care of yourself, Jim.
Thanks, kid.
I'm out of healing now. You guys better not get hit.
Yeah,
It is
we're
now
kind
your-
of pathetic.
It is now your turn, Jim.
Okay, you're gonna do another staff strike. What else can I do, right?
Alright, back up with the staff.
Please actually hit this time, dice.
A 20.
Nat 20?
No, it was a 19 plus strength is 20.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Your attack bonus should be plus your strength and plus your proficiency if you are proficient in your weapon.
Oh.
Which you would be as a druid with this quarterstaff.
I don't
So it's
know.
plus 3.
Oh, okay, then that's at 22.
Wait,
Then.
is that accurate for the hammer as well?
Yes, and whenever you attack with something that you are proficient in, you get your proficiency bonus on the attack. Not the damage, but on your attack you get proficiency.
That's a lot.
Wait, what?
What's that?
I rolled a 1, by the way, for the damage.
Yeah,
Plus the strength, which is 2. Oh, plus 2? So
no, just
No.
plus your strength.
plus 1 is 2, so...
You smack this thing and it goes down. You bring down your quarterstaff on it, and you hear this like cracking as the body finally crumples into the ground and just kind of disappears below the water before its body is now bobbing in the couple feet here.
Jim
That
looks
brings
at Lythander. Hey, good work, kid.
No problem.
The girl lets out a high-pitched shriek, turning her head up towards the sky before she is now laughing and giggling, sitting in the muck. You've killed all the zombies. It's just the 3 of you and the girl. Am I the only one creeped out by this girl?
Please.
Definitely not, but, we should probably make sure she doesn't have brain damage from that hammer.
I don't think she's well. She's under like a curse of some sort, so perhaps? Miss, can you hear my voice?
Lythander's gonna approach her and try and put the citrus smell under her nose.
Make a dexterity save for me.
Oh boy. That would be a 5 plus 7, 12.
You yank your hand back as her hand comes up to grab at your wrist. Where she looks at you, her eyes still glossed over, but there are these black tears that are now streaking down her face as she looks up at you and barks a "leave me alone" in this voice that kind of echoes and reverberates off of the trees.
Can we use that thing that Kip gave us for her?
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, not that I care or anything, but like, she's little and needs help.
She reminds me of my own sister.
I'm a sister.
I have a few.
Oh.
She is now scrambling to her feet to start running away from you guys.
Can Lythander make a grab action?
Absolutely. Roll your dexterity.
You got it.
Careful, Lythander.
17 plus dexterity.
Just dexterity.
Okay, 17 plus 5 is 22.
Nice. She narrowly gets away from you, but you dive and you tackle her into the swampy, muddy water in order to keep her from getting away from you. And she screams before there's like this bubbling kind of gurgling sound because the scream gets submerged into the swampy water.
Lythander's gonna take his next action when available to us. End up with her, not let you two drown.
All right. So the 2 of you just saw Lythander tackle this girl and keep her from running away. She is now kicking and squirming.
Jim just kind of shouts, "What the hell are you doing?"
She's just a young girl.
You can get up now.
Okay, Lythander getting up. Ew, that's gross. Grody, man.
Let me go! Her voice kind of echoing and resounding again.
Yeah, look, kid.
Jim looks at the girl.
Kid, I'm sorry. We're probably the ones making you feel unsafe in this situation. We're just worried about you and all. And
Make a wisdom saving throw, I think.
That's just 2.
You feel something kind of pressing in at your mind. It's in the world around you goes very, very cold and quiet very suddenly.
Oh no.
Mom? Dad?
As far as the two of you are concerned, Lythander seems to have this glossed over look in his eyes, and he has now let go of the girl who is scrambling away from him.
Lythander?
Hey, Lythander! Snap out of it!
You can hear this, like, whistling and echoing in the trees as wind kind of comes by. And you hear your father's voice telling you something about fishing. Fishing on the right side of the boat. And then he's snapping at you, telling you that you need to be paying attention. Fish on the left side of the boat, I understand.
Lythander, snap out of it!
You hear Lythander say this thing about fishing on the left side of the boat.
Can I try to see if I can persuade him out of this trance?
You're trying to just talk him out of it?
Like, yeah, just kind of talk him out of it. And also, can I cast guidance on myself?
What does guidance do for you?
So, a touch a willing creature, in this case me, once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add that number roll to ability check of its choice.
Alright, I'll let you roll. I'm going to let you roll not persuasion. I'm gonna let you make a wisdom saving throw. That's kind of you.
Okay. And I'll roll the d4 with that as well.
You can roll yours.
Alright.
I got a -1.
Please let me save someone.
Hold up. This is no good. This is 8.
What'd you get?
8 total.
8. You start.
This did not help.
Round of bad rolls. You start pleading with Lythander and shaking him. And Lythander, you do hear Anarchy's voice in the mix as your father is trying to lecture you about what you've been doing and whether or not you've been paying attention to him. You hear Anarchy's voice pleading with you as well, asking you to snap out of it.
Snap out of it! Can you hear me?
Sounds like vaguely distant and far away from you, and it gives you this cold feeling. It reminds you that you're somewhere cold and not anywhere nice at all.
I'd like to say, just like somewhere in my mind, just because she was in the ocean for 100 years and he's on a fishing boat in the ocean, just like she's from the sea.
Jim. Oh, sorry. You go first.
Lythander starts to look around, goes to try and ask his dad if he can hear what he's hearing, but stops himself from trying to talk to his dad as memories come up. And then he blinks a few more times and looks around. Anarchy?
Yes, can you hear me? You're in a trance. Please wake up. I can't lose another person.
Are you really in the ocean? He leans over the fishing boat.
Oh no!
Oh no.
As you look over the edge of the boat, you can see where your reflection that meets you isn't your reflection, but instead this woman's reflection that looks somehow familiar to you, except the skin has this gray tone. Her hair, which is long, sits loose and flows in the water as if she's just underwater, just under the surface, looking back up at you, her dress spreading in the water in this very silky-like fashion. Anarchy? Doesn't look like Anarchy. The hair's
It looks nothing
she's
like
definitely
me.
human, you know?
Yeah.
I don't have long
Definitely
hair.
somebody.
Her hand starts to rise towards the surface of the water for you.
This hair kick cards.
Dad, did you say the left side or the right side of the boat?
You feel very alone, but your parents aren't with you anymore.
I still have more lessons you guys need to teach me. Where are you? He starts looking around the boat.
You start looking around the boat. The boat is entirely empty, and it's marooned in a swamp. There actually isn't a boat at all.
Dad, I kind of need you right now. If you could come back and give me some old fishing antidote, I never knew how to say it, but I kind of need you.
You now are realizing that someone is hugging you. Someone is holding on to you very tightly right now.
Mom?
Someone short.
Not Mom.
Not Mom. Anarchy.
Oh. Jim runs over, by the way, to the girl in the swamp, and just like picks her up with one arm and like has a fire lit in the other, just screaming, "What the hell did you do to him?"
Oh, so you went chasing after the girl when she ran away?
Yeah.
All right. So
I tried to say it earlier, but
okay, that's fine. We're gonna get to that in just 1 second.
all right.
All right.
Anarchy?
Yeah. Please wake up.
He kind of slowly gets down, falls a little bit onto his knees, and hugs onto her and starts crying.
Anarchy tries to cast light on something.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see that.
Anarchy hugs him tighter.
He hugs her back.
Aww.
This campaign gets so wholesome!
Went from burning down a shop to hugs and friendship.
Jim, make a dexterity check. You were trying to chase this girl down.
Yeah, trying to at least. He has fire in his hands. He's ready. He's pissed. He's a pissed off boy. And it's an 8, so he's probably not catching up.
You actually are catching up. You were able to catch up to her as she ends up, as she's running. She's not running in a very coherent manner. She kind of bounces off of a tree and is like gripping at her ears, screaming about staying away from her.
Get back here! Get back here and fix Lysander!
You
Natsu from Fairy Tale.
You grab onto her. She is struggling against you, so you need to make a grapple check. That would be just strength.
Okay. 7. Ugh.
She is squirming and wriggling, but you actually have her. You beat the fact that she only rolled a 2. So,
Damn.
so
So he has it like with one hand and like fire in the other.
well, it does require both of your arms to have her grappled right now.
Okay.
So, thankfully, you have dark vision. You've got both of your arms securely around her to be keeping her from being able to run away from you. She is now crying again and screaming about letting her go.
Not until you tell me what you did.
She starts crying and shaking her head. I don't know, please, I don't know. Let go of me.
Jim calms down for a second and almost like in a moment of sympathy, lets go.
She sprints. She starts sprinting even faster than before.
Jim turns around, starts walking back to the group.
All right. You get back to the group where Lysander is sitting on the ground hugging Anarchy.
Can Anarchy do some like medical checks for him, make sure he's okay and this is out of his system?
Sure, make
Or something along those lines.
a religion check.
Alright, religion check it is. Nice. So 6. It's not good.
You start praying over Lysander and kind of checking him over visually as well as you sit with him and you hold him. And to the best of your knowledge, he seems like he's back with you.
She's doing this little rush. She's very panicked right now.
Hey, kid. Gave us quite the scare back there. You know that, right?
Lysander, after a second or two, kind of like looks up, like cause he against Anarchy's very hard marble body was shoving his face into her shoulder. Looks up, maybe there's like an indent in his cheek.
Definitely.
Yeah.
His wing line is printed backwards on his cheek, you know.
Yeah.
She's not a comfy hugger at all.
No.
Looks over at Jim. It's been so long since I've been on a fishing boat with my dad.
You saw your dad?
Yeah. Made me kind of miss home.
Maybe we should go home.
Traveled all this way out here, but I guess it would give Anchoros quite the trick of trying to follow me if I started heading back the way I came.
I meant the jail cell.
Oh. Right. Yeah, we should probably head there. Lysander replies.
Well, let's face it, those Shamblings are probably the zombies.
What?
Or that kid, whoever she was.
What's a zombie?
Either way, we'll let your ignorance aside. We'll let Kip know what we saw.
Okay. Don't know what a zombie is.
It's an undead creature. Someone who's very, very lost to darkness.
I've never seen something come back from death.
This is unnatural.
Lysander will nod to that. Yeah, I'd say so. And he gives Anarchy a squeeze, or as close to a squeeze as one can get with a piece of
It might
marble.
hurt a little bit.
You know, before standing up. You guys get yourselves up and situated before beginning to walk your way back. It's a lot colder, it feels. Now that you're done, you were just working and exercising, fighting. You're now covered in sweat and water for those of you who jumped into the water, and now you're walking back and it's the cold of night. You're very, very cold as you're walking back. And it's kind of a long and quiet walk as you guys are heading back towards the city, heading back towards Craven. And that's where we'll call it for the night. Outro. Thank you guys for joining us tonight for our newest episode of the Siblings podcast, where we had to kick some really cool zombie butt and dive into our emotions in a heartbreaking and wholesome and hopefully healing way. I'm gonna let each of the players say their good nights to you, starting with Anarchy.
Hello, everyone, please take care tonight. Don't let the zombies fight. Also, this was an emotional roller coaster. Good night.
Yeah, you guys have a great night tonight. Make sure to subscribe to everyone here. We're all cool people. We all make cool stuff. And I hope you liked Jim burning down the clothing store.
Nobody liked Jim burning down the clothing store.
Yeah, probably not. It was. Look, even when I did it, I knew it was a bad idea, but I knew it was the most in character thing for him to do.
Listen, we're all here for character. We're Siblings podcast. Characters welcome.
Characters allowed. Characters tolerated.
Characters tolerated.
Yay!
And this is Lysander saying goodbye, and to remember that if you can't afford something, take it.
Just take it.
Just take it.
But don't actually, because if you take that advice,
No. Take it in a more moral, like if you want a goal to achieve, don't just
do that.
give it to you. Take it.
There you go.
There you go. Lysander has some morals.
we do not encourage stealing on this podcast.
Not at all.
Or burning things.
They don't.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye!